This guy's retarded. Listen, because the way he's standing at the mic, he's like, this nigga's stupid. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, so we're back. All right. So we were just talking about off air. We're getting into the D weight stuff. You know. Now, again, I still find it weird.
What exactly do you find weird?
I told you, like, when it comes to celebrities, we just expect them to invoke social issues and be a pioneer and an advocate and things that they're not. Like, not saying that you're paid to just dribble a ball, but
things that you might not necessarily be well versed in. We put a microphone in your face and we ask you the questions that we probably should be asking other people. Again, not because you want someone to dribble a ball and shut up, but because you only know from what you've experienced in your life. And I could be asking you questions for something you've never experienced.
Like, we pay politicians to speak on our economic, social issues. We pay our priests to speak on spiritualities and the rhetoric that we follow, but instead of listening to them, I think that's why they rape. I'm not even gonna lie.
That was a dark turn. I didn't know that's where we was going with that. But go ahead.
I feel like that's why they do it. Just like, yo, you niggas is paying attention to the wrong niggas. Y'all not gonna pay attention to me. Fine, I'm just gonna do what I want.
I don't. I get your sentiment. This thing is weird. But I get what you mean. Like, but I think it's just because, like, when you think about it, you ask these people the questions that you probably shouldn't ask them, and the only reason why people do that is because I feel like you're going to get an answer that's going to get shock value. You're going to get the shock value answer, and that's going to bring more people to come watch your shows. Because even when people give great fucking responses to these things that they're asked, people cut snippets into, so it'll be like, oh, what do you think about X, Y, and Z? And then it'll be an hour-long response giving you every detail of how they experience life.
They'll take 3 minutes out.
They'll take 3 minutes, and it'll be the worst 3 minutes.
The worst 3 minutes, find 2 minutes, and then match it.
And so that way it looks like, it'll be like a break in it, but you don't really notice the break because of the editing being so good, and it'll just be like some off-the-wall shit. Somebody will be like, like they do the videos and you see them on Twitter where it's like they break down, like, where it's like they did one for 6ix9ine and it was like, oh, Charlamagne was like, oh,
when they kept cutting it was like,
yeah. So what do you think about suck my dick? Yeah. I like suck my dick. I like
dick.
You
trying to suck my dick. You won't get the chance. That's sexy. Like, this shit was wild.
That shit is bad funny, but I'm saying
what's crazy is we get to a point where that's it's gonna get real smooth.
And where they're just gonna be able to
mesh everything.
That's absolutely that's bananas. You got to think about where we come from. If we to 20, 25, 24, you got to think about where we're coming from. Where niggas, where we used to fucking unplug the phone. You used to unplug the computer to be on the phone. Unplug it. You got to say you have to. And nowadays it just, bro.
Niggas don't even have a house phone anymore, bro. I remember going to my great grandmother's house and you could still turn this shit, bro. I haven't seen that shit in so long.
Bro, the phone used to be on the wall and you used to have to fucking turn the dial, bro. There was a yellow one in my great grandmother's house, bro. I remember that shit, bro. And we've gotten to a point where, nigga, I could fucking be on the phone, be on the internet, look at a calendar, all in the same moment, like simultaneously, bro.
Niggas don't even use a house phone. You wanna know why we have a house phone? We have a house phone because we have cable. We don't watch cable.
Nah, for real, bro. I got the triple play and we don't got no house phone, nigga. I looked on my Verizon app the other day, like I was sitting there with Dimitri breaking something down, bro, and I'm showing the nigga, I'm like, nigga, we got 39 missed calls. How the fuck we got 39 missed calls for a number we don't use?
You don't even know your house number.
I don't know. I swear I don't.
Thing. Remember how in the crib you'd have your, like, I remember when Will Smith said to you, I got a little black book. I remember I had a little black book. I had one for friends and family, but I had one for my excursions.
Niggas about to say those.
I gotta find it because I remember I used to have the name, I used to have the grade, I used to have you remember how you have the abilities and stuff like that? You'd have the strengths.
Just so you know.
Listen, I was a pig.
Okay, I was about to say that sounds terrible, bro. You're a better man now than you were.
I got a woman who's making me a better man now. But I'm not gonna act like in the true essence of God Rod. I'm a pig. I'm disgusting. I got is it slime ball, and I'm okay with that because that makes me me.
I dig it.
I'm okay
Sorry,
with that.
I can't relate.
Fuck out of here.
Like I was saying.
But I'm saying you would have the numbers down. You would write numbers down. You
Nah,
remember your
absolutely.
friends' numbers, and you know numbers by heart. How many numbers you know off the top of your head by heart?
I know my last 3 phone numbers. Like the last 3 phone numbers.
You know your
I've
mama's
had.
number?
No. I know it starts with a 90
That's
though.
crazy.
Listen, bro, it is what it is. Like, but I just think that the reason why we're no longer dependent on memorizing and keeping things written down is because we have so many things connected. Like, for example, if my phone dies, I won't be able to contact my mom until I look at my watch. My mom's contact is in my watch.
Just to be clear, I don't have the type of money. I don't have a watch that I make calls and tell me I have calls. If you look, you can see the shit. I still got wired headphones. Niggas know.
I'm broke. Don't listen to this man.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying. I think that's what it is, though. Like so many things are connected. Like if my watch dies and my phone dies, I can pull out my laptop and my mother's contact is in my laptop. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just the thing now where the phone number used to be written in one place, which I think that even though we aren't ready for the advances that we've made in electronics, but it is better because if you lost that pad where those 2 different pads, like, nigga, your excursions was lost forever unless you ran into them.
I'm about to say, man.
If you lost that, it was it, bro. And then shorties be like, oh, this nigga forgot about me. Using it. Now you gonna see her in the street, be like, yo, what's up? She gonna be like, fuck out of here, nigga. You dubbed me. You ain't speak to me in 3 months.
And that's another thing. There was a need when you had somebody you was feeling it, somebody you was talking to, we were friends. Whereas it's like, if I lose your number or if whoever I'm dealing with, I'll go out my way to see you. Mm-hmm. I have to see you. I have to see you to talk to you. Whether it goes cheerleading practice, go to the mall, but I have to see you. Mm-hmm. Whereas just now with the ascendance of technology, the upbringing of social media, it's just like I don't have to see you to talk to you. I don't got to see you to impress you.
But the thing about
I don't got to speak to you and impress you.
No, but the thing about it is like you also got to think about like what that is doing to society, bro. Like my parents spoke to each other when they were in the house, and like if they decided to call each other at work, if they decided to call each other while they were at work. Mm-hmm. Your grandparents, probably didn't fucking even do that. Like when he came home or when she came home, bro, that was that. Like that's when we had a conversation. I'm not calling you on no fucking phone. I remember the phone bill too high. Dude, we run out of minutes. Like you feel me? Like it was just like you feel me? You got unlimited minutes now. Like you feel I could be on the phone and text.
But listen, we're talking about grandparents. I'm talking about mine. So in my household, we don't call my grandpa. We call him Grover, right?
Is that his name?
That's his name. Okay, Grover. Okay, we don't call him Grandpa. We don't call Poppy or none of that shit. This is Grover. Uh-huh. Whenever I see this nigga, it's a gem. So one day we're talking. I see all these pictures, and it's just like, damn, Grover, you got mad kids. He was like, yeah, man. I got the kids I got is the ones I got. I can't give you a number because they didn't have DNA testing back in my day. So I don't know. I don't. And it made like we got DNA testing now. Like that shit has to be so weird for people that didn't, because that's new.
Relatively,
that's new.
No, bro, DNA testing been around for a while. It was just,
but it wasn't.
It was It was just super expensive. So it was a rarity because you weren't trying to pay for that.
But people were still testing, and they was testing fingerprints and DNA testing. Like that's new in the sense of, in terms of human history, in terms of American history, in terms like it's a baby. Wasn't the first DNA test in the 80s?
I think it might have been before that, bro. I'm telling you, I think DNA testing been around for a while. I'm not 100% sure when it is, but I think that DNA testing been around for a while. It's just that it was a rarity because
the idea was around for a while.
Nah, I don't think they were
testing it for a while, but
I don't think that. I'm telling you, bro. I don't think that is that it hasn't been around. I think that people just want, but obviously when things are new, you have skepticisms. Like you think, like, should we believe that? You get what I'm saying? Because even in the what's the name, right? Was it? I don't want to say the OJ trial. I feel like there was like a super, like well-known court case that was around.
That shit was hilarious.
Yo, listen.
No. Listen. Killing white women is not funny.
I just
want y'all to know it's not funny. I'm not.
But black. So there was hilarious.
I'm OJ, bitch.
Nah, that was funny.
That was mad funny. Cuba Gooding Jr. is a gem. We need to protect him at all costs. Nigga's hilarious.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
He's hilarious, bro.
That man has range. He's
Oh no, he's an amazing actor.
no. I was about to say because we were talking about range earlier, and I feel like he has that. Like, I feel like
range? No, that's a fact. We talk about range. All right, when this new thing about range and actors and actresses, just because you play a role that's different from
another role doesn't mean that you don't. Yeah, because you could fucking like we also said earlier, Will Smith is Will Smith.
See, exactly.
The roles could be completely fucking different.
He's talented.
No, absolutely.
But to have range, like.
I gotta believe that you are a different person.
Like, oh shit!
You stepped out of that character.
Like I can't associate you with this person or this type of person. Like when Denzel showed his range, not his talent. Denzel's always been talented.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think it was with Malcolm X, even though that was his first film where he was nominated. When you go back to Training Day. No. That was his first film, not because he won a supporting role for the Army movie. What was the movie? When he got whipped. But I don't count that because it was some slave shit. I feel like you got an Oscar for some slave shit. Shit don't count.
Okay.
I feel like it shouldn't count.
No, I get what you're saying.
In my opinion, it just shouldn't count. So the role, when you go back to Training Day, that was completely out of the Denzel. Like I remember when he sat in the he asked and you got Officer Hoyt, and he's talking about his last partner, commanding officer. He's talking about a stakeout. He asked him to give him a story. And as he's telling the story, he's like, ooh, she was a woman. She was fine. She had a liquor license. Nigga Hoyt goes, yeah, I think she's old enough to drink. She's like, no. Does she have a liquor license? Is she a dyke? Does she eat pussy? Does she? And it's just like, I've never seen, like, but Denzel portray himself
in such a
you
way.
You guys got to see Joy right now, engineer. She's weak right now. But it's the truth. I've never seen Denzel in that light. Like, it was dark, but it was a funny dark.
That's hilarious.
It was hilarious.
I wanted to bust out laughing just now, but I was like, damn, that might be inappropriate. That might be fucked up. Like, they said a liquor license, a dyke.
They said a liquor license, a dyke. Does she eat pussy? He's like, he said, so you mean to tell me 3 years with a piece of ass and all you got is some bullshit stakeout case? Get the fuck out of here. You pay for my liquor license? Oh man, it's the truth. But I think that showed range because I hadn't seen him play. You haven't seen
him. You haven't seen him be
the bad guy,
Rodney.
That's wow.
It took you a second to pick up on that.
Yeah, man, my father's a bad dude, whoever he is.
Oh man.
Bad dude, man.
But what's the name? Going back to our original topic, the D-Wade thing.
I think because we both have different views on it. I personally think
I don't think that from the conversation we were having earlier. I don't think we have different views on it. I think that we're getting to the same point, but two different ways.
There's two different ways. I think we're getting the same point. I agree with that. I see it as for starters. You remember when you was home, you did homework, you got straight A's. Like, I don't know how motherfuckers did in their home, but that was something you're supposed to do.
Nah, but did you just say that you was home, you did homework, you got straight A's? You do like I didn't do that, so I don't know that.
Okay, my fault.
I'm sorry.
You got good grades.
I did get good grades, but I wasn't straight A's.
Whenever you got good grades, right? I'm gonna say black homes. I'm gonna say black homes. You didn't get glorified for that. No, it was what you were supposed to do.
Nah, me and my little sister were telling my mother about that shit the other day. Like, I'm great at math. Me and Alicia are great at math, and China's fucking spectacular in English. And she also was trying to 86. No, all right. You was right.
The ballpark.
Yeah, because you said in the 80s. Mm-hmm. But what's the name? And China's like as far as her vocabulary, her handwriting, like all of that shit. Like China's like great as far as what English is to be considered. Like as far as that realm of what an American school system is considered English. Now, like if you were good in that subject, my mother didn't say like good job. Like my mother would be like, like yo, I got 104 because I did the extra credit or something. So I got 104. You could have got 110.
Listen, but
nigga, what? Nigga, got over 100, bro. That's not even a real thing. It's 100%. I got above that. What are you upset about? Like,
and by the way, the little pause we just took there, that was all right. So the first DNA test was used
in 1986.
86. It says that 2 rapes and murders happened in 1983 and 86. So around that ballpark range. But back to what you alluding to with parents and how your mother, I had to go through the same thing, bro. I had to go through the same thing when you brought. But what's crazy is when you did terrible, they let you have it. Bro, I remember my handwriting used to be so terrible.
Mine still is.
Listen, but she beat that shit out of me. I'm like, listen. I'm not here for abuse. Love your kids. My mother loved me, love my mama, but my mother beat me into having.
I think in the black home, love is shown in a different way.
She beat me into having, acceptable handwriting. She beat me into learning how to.
I didn't get beat into educational things.
I got beat into education.
Nah, I'm saying I didn't nigga. I think I got my ass with my pops beat the shit out of me one time because I didn't want to eat cream of wheat. I think that shit is disgusting. To this fucking day, if you put cream of wheat in my fucking face, I'm gonna throw this shit back at you.
And that's how I feel about string beans. Because I think I told you the story.
Yeah,
you told
string beans.
I was 6 years old, right? 6 years old.
String beans are great.
And I hate string beans. And listen. And it's not the fact that they taste disgusting. If I hate the smell of things, and little kids like this, if I don't like the smell, and I smell things, I smell everything before I put it in my mouth. Whether it's food, whether it's vitamins, whether it's women, I smell it. Whatever. Cream of wheat is amazing. String, you got it. Joy doesn't count. Joy's like 40. She still eats cream of wheat.
She said that string beans are what?
She did.
What was the
last one? And string beans are delicious. Yeah,
string beans are delicious. Cream of wheat is fucking disgusting.
Listen,
yeah, fucking
it smells. String beans smell so nasty. But I remember my mother.
I think it depends on who's cooking it.
But listen. She would. And my mother has this bad habit of like taking things straight out the can, just put it out the can and putting it in the pot. Like she don't sauce. Like if it's in the can, how it comes out is how it comes out. I hate the smell of it. Like there's beans I just don't like the smell of. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? And I remember sitting at the table. This is when we lived on Drew Street. We lived in the basement, and I'm sitting at the table. I just finished reading, and I smell it. And I just, oh man, it's two things I hate. I hate my mother had string beans, and I hated when she used to put fucking cheese on chicken. Two things that get me really hot.
Cheese on chicken.
Cheese on chicken.
What do you mean?
Like how you would have a Parmesan chicken, and you would put cheese on chicken.
I never had Parmesan chicken.
It's chicken Parmesan.
Oh, okay.
I said it backwards. My fault.
But
chicken
you mean
Parmesan.
like with the sauce and cheese
on chicken? I don't feel like tomato sauce goes on chicken. I don't feel like cheese goes on chicken. I feel like chicken.
You don't like chicken Parmesan?
No, bro. I'm not a fan of chicken Parmesan. If I've eaten it from you, it's because I'm not.
This thing is tripping.
But listen. So, but I can manage. I'll scrape shit off the chicken. I'll get the hot sauce. I'll eat the chicken. But there was no way of getting through the string beans. So there was one day I'm sitting here. I leave it on my plate. She's like, you know how much it costs to go food shopping. You're gonna eat that shit. So I leave it. I'm there. She got the TV on. Turns the TV off. Eat the string beans. So I sit here. So then she comes, sits in front of me, takes the belt. Now you know how people will take the belt and you hear that clap
when you
sound.
hear the clap sound when they
she didn't know how to do it, so she would just smack the shit on the table. Smack shit on the table all the time. She scared the shit out of me.
She don't know that. Your mom
She don't know how to do a clap, so she'll smack the belt on the table. And I had the shit myself, just a little bit. And I ate it, and I threw it up. She makes that face. You know how that face that black moms make. Just black parents in general. They have that face the Ice Cube face where they just put that look on.
They look like they squish their mouth and put this shit to the side. Like
she hits me with the look, and it used to terrify me. Mind you, my mother's like 5'1". At the time, she had to be like 80 pounds. Like my mother was tiny. You know what I mean? And I threw it up. She told me, eat this shit. And this is after I threw it up. Exactly. So I guess she thought I spit it up, but it was
legit throw up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was forced to eat it. From then on, I no longer ate string beans. When she wasn't here, I'd put the shit in my pocket. I'd put it in my sock. I'd put it in my shoe. I was not eating string beans. I just told her that recently. She doesn't believe me. You tell black parents how with the shit that they be doing, they act like they was.
Nah, that shit is annoying, bro. But you like, because my parents live in North Carolina now. I mean, you know that. But China still lives with them. Mm-hmm. The rest of us live up here. Like me, Black, and Pig live in New York. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So we'll be like, I'll get a random ass call And it'll be a conversation where China's breaking down to these niggas the shit that they've done. And they'd be like, we didn't do that. Or, are you serious? Like, yes, like that happened. Like, and I'd be like, yo, China, you're calling me because you know I'm going to verify it. Where Pig and Black, like, they might be on some, like, they try and sugarcoat things for my mom. Well, they try to sugarcoat things for my dad, certain things. Like, if it's things that she personally didn't like, then she'll just come out with it. Whereas my brother will just sugarcoat shit from my
I don't know how to sugarcoat. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't know how people do it. Like, I'm impulsive by nature. I got to say it.
I can sugarcoat for certain people.
I can't.
I can sugarcoat for my mom.
I can't.
I can sugarcoat for
I feel
Jade.
like when it comes to
I can't because you know certain people, like, it doesn't matter what you say to them. Like, you could say it in the nicest way, and you could say it in the nicest way, and then the tone, everything. Like, you can present
and it still offends them.
And yeah, and
see, that's the thing. Because of, and you know what it is? It's because of the way my mother is. Mm-hmm. Like, my mother is the type of person where she's gonna say whatever's on her chest. Mm-hmm. But if you say it back, like it
hurts. Yeah.
Which is me. I'm gonna say whatever I want. You can say whatever the hell you want to me, because that's just how I am. Yeah. So if I say it, I mean it. Especially if I love you and you're my life, whatever. You gotta understand.
You gotta eat that.
Me.
That's a fact.
That's me. I'm not doing it to be mean.
I'm telling you, you can't do that, woman Chink, because my mom.
I've had my mother cry.
My mom's also a dweller. Like, so in the moment, she'll be like, I'm receptive to what you're saying. Mm-hmm. She'll call you a week later and be like, yo, it really hurt me when you said this. And I just be like, dash feeling to be like, damn, I really hurt my mom a week ago. And it stuck with her. I'd be like, fuck.
See, but I've had that, and I think I had that one time. It was recently, because I needed a closet, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't like gifts. I needed a closet? That's pause? What? This nigga. I don't like fuck what you talking. I don't fuck what you talking. I don't like gifts. Gifts make me uncomfortable. I'm a giver. Mm-hmm. I'll give to anyone, and I don't want anything in return. Mm-hmm. I don't even want to thank you. If I give to you and I love you, and I don't want anything back.
Rodney, I'm gonna give you a gift for your birthday.
Listen,
you gave me a gift for my birthday this past July. Not because you gave me a gift. I just didn't know that we were getting each other gifts. Like, I give Martin, Jade, and Kyle get each other gifts, but like niggas was giving gifts to other people, and niggas just like, here's a scratch off. So,
I'm fucking weak.
The scratch off as a gift. So I'm saying, you feel me? You've never expressed that to me. I feel like I've expressed that to niggas where it's like, just don't surprise me. I don't mind a gift. And don't surprise me. Let me know.
I don't like gifts, and I don't like surprises.
I don't mind a gift. Don't surprise me.
She surprised me one of my mother's one of my favorite aunts. She surprised me with her old Civic. Mm-hmm. It was 02, a stick shift, and it was waiting outside. I told my mother not to buy me a car. Why? Because I feel like when it comes to anything materialistic, if I want it, if I need it, I'm gonna get it for myself.
Yeah, you're gonna go get it,
and I'm gonna get it the way I want it. Mm-hmm. Don't get it to me. If it irks you and you have to buy me something like socks and like smell good, I feel like you go in the store and you find a cologne you like and you, I want this on him, then that's cool. Even that she fuck up because she don't smell shit. She's like, oh, this bottle look nice. She do shit like that.
I believe it.
But she first, it started with the car, because I came outside and I was on the phone with Josh. Josh had called me, one of our old friends called me, and he's on the phone with my mother. He gets off the phone, we get out the car, and she's like, come on, hurry up and get out the car. Here, take the keys. I'm like, keys is this, your keys. And the car's outside. I didn't give her the reaction she wanted, because my immediate reaction was just like, I told you not to buy me a car. Now it's just, it wasn't like a joy type of thing where I feel like she was expecting. That's just not me. You feel what I'm saying? And I realized that, and I apologized, said thank you, whatever, because I gotta understand that even though
you may not want something, and people aren't going to listen to what you want all the time.
Exactly. And the same way I'm me, and I want you to respect me for being me. I gotta respect you for being you. Mm-hmm. So I have to say thank you, thank you, because I appreciate the thought that you put in it. I still didn't want a car.
Yeah, I get you.
But I appreciate it. So the closet. I had to buy a closet for myself. I needed a little space. I was using up the closet that was already there. And I had showed her the closet I want, and I had to buy a desk. That's for like creative space. Because I'm back, you know what I mean? I write. I'm trying to get back into art. You know what I mean? I just wanted something where I could just...
Where you can create. Yeah, something to give you a sense of, this is where I can create.
Like I wanted, it was a want and need for the desk, but I needed the closet. Just some bullshit, some cheap shit. Mm-hmm. Now, I have a huge bed. Mm-hmm. And the bed to the closet is humongous. I told her not to buy it. I come home, the Mexicans come. I mean, they was Mexican. They was, you know, they come with the woods and stuff.
Keep going.
And they come and they put the shit up, and this shit's huge. This shit takes off like damn near a fourth of my room. So I call my mother. I was just like, listen, I told you, like, I wanted something small, something real small I could put in the room, like up against the wall, because there was this nice desk. You put it in the corner, and it branched out. It's an L-shaped desk, but it's like real businessy, and I could see it. I could see it, me using it for camera stuff, art stuff, writing stuff. Like it was perfect for where I wanted in my room.
Gotcha. She
brings me this big boulder of a closet, and it's like I told her, I was like, and she's like, listen, you're ungrateful. I'm like, listen. When it came down to it, I said I was gonna buy my own closet. I told that beforehand. I'm not grateful, and I don't. You calling me ungrateful? Like I told you I didn't want it. I do everything with my mother. You know what I mean? When there's groceries, and I don't want any, like,
you don't need praise.
At the end of the day, so I feel like, again, we talk about what you're supposed to do. I'm supposed to help my mother. I'm supposed to provide. Why? Because she put me in this earth. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to groceries, she got it. When it comes to having money in her pocket, she got it. When it comes to if she's low on rent, she got it.
You
know, whatever my mother wants.
No, absolutely. That's just something that you feel like, that's something you feel like you have to do.
I don't want no praise.
No, absolutely.
At all.
I get you.
You get praise because you put me on this earth. You always get praise because you put me on this earth. I didn't do that for you. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying?
So I'm going to try and do whatever I can to make it up to you that you put me here.
Exactly. This is what I'm supposed to do. So when she told me that, it was just like, I know my mother. I knew what the reaction she was going to give me. She was surprised at the reaction I gave her. But that's me. Mm-hmm. And even when we got home and we're speaking, and I'm telling them, I'm like, honestly, I wanted the desk. This is in the closet. I want it. And it's okay. Get your money back. Because that's how it happened on the phone. That's exactly how I said it. And that tone of voice was, it's okay, just get your money back. Get your money back. If they don't give you your money back, I'll give you your money back, and we can see if we flip it, because it's just too big. Pause. Yeah, throw that out there. That was a pause. That was a pause. Listen, the closet shit. I need a closet, but it wasn't. That was a pause. So she starts crying. She was like, I just feel like, you know, I'm not able to do my job as you're not allowing me to do my job as a mother, because you give, but I want to be able to give to you, and I just feel like when I do it, it's just, and I understood it just because the type of person she is. She was like, even with the way you talk to him, like, you never talk to him like that. And it's just like, I don't think you see it. I talk to you like how you talk to the world. Like, that's the thing I get from you. Mm-hmm. It's just, the problem is when you can talk.
When you give somebody what they're giving back, and they don't see it in themselves when they're doing it.
Exactly.
So it doesn't really affect them in the way that you would think it would, or at least it should, I should say.
Because I don't yell. I don't beat around the bush. I'm real straightforward. Mm-hmm. That's just how I am. I like that with my friends. I'm like that. Like I yell. I know you yell. She yelled too. I don't do that. You feel what I'm saying? I get my point across and just be in this tone of voice the whole time. You feel what I'm saying? And she started crying, and it was just like I had to understand that, you know what I mean, again, people have to take me as me, but I got to take her as being her. She's going to have times where she's going to want to surprise me.
No, but it's not even just, I don't think it's about the surprise thing, Rodney. I think that you really got to, you're not a parent. I'm not a parent.
I'm not a parent.
We don't know what it's like.
I don't know if I'm a parent.
I know I'm not a parent.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say I know, and then a week later, like,
listen, motherfucker.
It's been 2 years, and you ain't see this nigga since. You ain't buy no clothes for this nigga. You get no water, no sugar, no diapers, no nothing. Like,
why you buy the baby sugar? If you fuck with him, you fuck the girl. If you got a girl pregnant that said you got to buy your baby sugar,
no, this bitch is just trying to get me to go grocery shop.
But what's the name? I think that a lot of times the misunderstanding between kids and parents, or children and adults, not saying that you're a child, but I'm saying for the most part, it don't matter. You could be 50. Your mom's going to look at you as a child because you're her child.
She told me that today. That's funny about it. She told me that today.
That's what I'm trying to say though. Yeah. Like it's the misunderstanding that, like, at the end of the day, I feel the need to do for you because I put you here. Like you're saying, she put you here, so you don't want that gratitude for doing something for her. But she feels like if I put you here, I got to be able to do for you. If I can't do for you, like I wasn't. Like for example, bro, like and me and you, like we don't see each other as often as we used to. So I haven't had this conversation with you. Basically, bro, like right now, I'm taking care of my grandmother. Like I take care of my grandmother, and it's something I feel the need to do, not because she put me here, because she put the person essentially
put you
So
here.
I don't like I have like she'll call me and be like, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Like, don't say that to me. You're irritating me. Like, don't call me to say thank you. Call me to be like, how you doing?
What's funny is that, again, we haven't spoken in a while. Like, that was the thing I was doing early on when I got the TSA job, and it was the reason for me being late. Only my grandmother suffers from dementia. So it allows them to say and do and see things that they wouldn't normally do, say, and see. So this new grandma I got, still my grandmother, I love her, she'll do and say some off-the-wall shit. So in healthy space. Sometimes you need healthy space for certain people. I haven't been doing it as often, but I commend you again for doing that, because that is right. She did bring the person that brought you into this world.
No, but but I know that if my dad was up here, he would be doing it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm his oldest child. That's her oldest child. Like, I'm going to fall in line. You get what I'm saying? Not necessary, and it's not like it's a task. You feel me? It's something I do because at the end of the day, I don't want nothing. I look at it like, and she lives, like, she doesn't live far. You know what I'm saying? If something happens to her and she's living on her own, like, I would feel to
like
blame.
shitty.
But I would feel to blame. But I'm also that kind of person. Like, I rather put the weight of the world on my shoulders than anyone help
that's
me.
That's the thing. You know you can take it.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm saying, but I can't tell my chinking dentist that. If I tell them, like, nigga, I can carry the
that's mom and
yeah,
and
absolutely.
dad,
I can't tell them that I can take the weight of the world on my shoulders. Like, they'll both black on me. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're not. There's no fucking shut up. Like,
all right, so bro, we're gonna hold this thought, right? Yeah. I'm gonna let you promote whatever you needed to promote as far as like clothing and stuff like that. I'm gonna take a piss break.
Okay. So I'm probably. Well, I mean, I don't want it to be dead air, so I'm probably just gonna shoot the shits.
No. Do you think?
I got
Facts.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Sugar is sweet, and so are you. Nah, I really don't have much to promote. I could say like, as well with Rodney, that we have not a brand, but essentially like a lifestyle. Where there's Vizon, there's Ragers. These are different clothing lines. These also there's a branch off where we make music, not only design. I make candles. I make stickers that come with the candles and with the clothing. So if you're watching this, you probably know that on the smaller scale, but in the larger like scheme of things, hopefully this gets to more people so that way they can see the artwork that me and my friends do. And I want to say, for example, Rodney is also a part of that. Like, this man is one of the most creative people I know, not as far as just writing, but like artistically. Like, if you put anything in Rodney's hands, he'll find a way to figure it out and do this shit to the best of his ability. Like, we put a camera in his hand one time just to shoot for the shirts that one of our other friends were modeling, and that nigga probably took some of the best pictures I've ever seen. And I'm not saying that's his first time shooting, but that's just something like, if you give this nigga an opportunity or a lane to do anything, he'll figure it out and be fucking great at it. So supporting this podcast itself would obviously be supporting him, but this man is one of the most talented people you probably ever meet in your life. Like, I don't know how many people are you well versed with, like, essentially the art form of beating on your chest and then making a melody out of it. But this nigga's one of the greatest.
You talking about
talking about you dickhead.
I'm weak. I thought you was talking about, what's his nigga name from the Bronx?
I know you talking about the nigga with the gap.
Damn, what's his name? That nigga's amazing.
I don't know his fucking name. I don't remember his name.
Tim Vocals.
Yeah,
Tim Vocals. That's my guy.
But what's the name? But like, we all have our own lane. Essentially, do things to promote all of the brands as well as the things that we do that are past the form of making clothing. Just art in general, like, is multiple different facets. And like, for example, our friend Christian, he's like I want to say grunge. Like his looks are very grungy, like leather, skull heads.
I think in regards to, and if Chris, if you're listening, that's my guy. I love you. But
That's a fact.
He's taken urban, and I think this rough European, and kind of making it to his own in terms of what he does with leather, in terms of what he does with streetwear, in terms of what he does with the early European look, where everything has to be fitted and stuff. Like he's making it to his own.
Yeah, I get you.
You know what I mean? Clean dude, one of the best dressed, if not the best dressed motherfucker I know.
When we were fucking high school, I don't remember if he actually won it, but for best dress, it definitely should have been him. I feel like nobody had the range, like, period, like the range that he had as far as dressing. Because I've seen this man fucking come to school in just about a suit. And just like wear it cleanly, as well as come in with a pair of fucking Hollister sweatpants. Obviously, Hollister's no longer lit, and I don't want to shit on Hollister. But I mean, at the time, like, he did his thing with like a fucking Hollister sweatsuit. Like, that's like, and I mean, obviously that's not crazy range, but he also could come in a fucking choker and leather.
I was about to say, he would come in the choker and leather. He would pull off the preppy look. He would have the grown man look. He would have the urban look. What was urban at that time?
Urban, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm just saying, like, as far as range goes, I don't remember if he won it, but he definitely should have. And I think the person speaking opposite of me probably should have won, like, funniest or class clown. I feel like people told me I should have won it, but I don't feel like I'm humorous in all situations. And I feel like people just laugh at me because of my demeanor, which I guess that's...
Oh, that shit is hilarious.
No,
y'all gotta hear this nigga tell stories.
I'm not.
Oh man, you can't tell some of the stories because I listen.
I'm not a good storyteller.
Listen,
also the statute of limitation might not be.
I'm about to say you can't even read it on this motherfucker.
But what's the name? But what were we talking about before you?
I remember we were talking about parenting. But before we get into that, before you go in the bathroom and touch your stuff, make sure you wash your hands.
Wash your hands, because the germs that you're putting on yourself, like, people wash their hands after using the bathroom, and which you should do as well.
That shit is but
you're supposed to wash your hands before you use the bathroom as well, because you're taking all the germs that you just encountered throughout the course of your day, and you're grabbing your man. That's kind of crazy.
See,
that's bananas that you would put all, because you're
holding kids are disgusting. You shaking hands with adults are nasty. You're touching doorknobs, and then you go in the bathroom and touch your dick, and then you come out and wash your hands. you don't even realize what you
just fucking did. You just essentially, like, you're basically saying that your dick is dirtier than everything else you just touched, because you just touched a bunch of shit and then grabbed your dick, and then you just like, oh well, now that I'm done touching my dick, let me go wash my hands because my dick was dirty. No, nigga, your hands were dirty before you touched your dick. Nigga, I feel like if you don't wash your hands before and after, you're a nasty motherfucker.
That shit is wild. But we was talking about parents, and a lot of it was just bounced off of, you know what I mean, what's going on with the whole D-Wade situation. Which I think I commend it. I commend you being there for your child. I commend you being transparent with your child. It's very hard to do, especially if you're brought up in a certain era of household.
I think a lot of things are accepted differently based on culture, religion, and just your general upbringing. Because obviously, in most religions, sexuality period is frowned upon. Furthermore, your different opinion in sexuality opposed to.
But I want you to finish your thought. But I feel like this isn't when we say sexuality. Right, I think there's a difference
in sexuality and identification. Yes,
so
100%. I should have said that.
I don't believe his son or his daughter. I don't believe she's having sex or thinking about sex. You know, what I mean, at 12, mind you, there's people we just had off air
had a conversation that at 12. And I also want to, because if we're gonna touch base on this, I feel like we should touch base on every facet of it. That I feel like both identity and sexuality are things that you that you come into and you come into on your own. It's not things that you learn. So I hate when people say that it's that your sexuality is something that you learn.
See, but exactly, because your sexuality and your identity, they're not synonymous in regards to who you are.
Absolutely.
They're
not things that's not nature versus nurture. That's not what you learn. It's who you are. You know, at a very young age, when you see something that you like, I like it.
I got another guest at the show, my man, Nazim the model. Come in, King.
How you doing?
My man. Love is love. Take a seat, bro. Take a seat. We were just getting into the D Wade stuff.
That's all good.
You know, it's not a topic where any of us I feel like is knowledgeable about.
Right.
But it's just
the identification with his daughter, we probably aren't well versed about, but we have our own separate opinions on how everything is being not necessarily everything's being gone about.
Like even in terms of the word transgender isn't. I know people associated with the getting rid of your John and the surgery. It just means that I was born and told that I'm one thing, but I feel and I'm telling everybody that I'm
something else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he wants to go through in the operation and stop. He's not thinking that. I don't believe he's thinking that at 12. I don't believe she's thinking about that at 12. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem with that. You know, I don't have a problem with him going on social media and going through this little tour. You know, I'm just saying he's being a father and being there for his kids. You know, but my beef is I have two beefs. Glorifying people for doing the things that they're supposed to do, and the fact that there's this line that I don't know if there's people applauding because he's a father doing what he's supposed to do for his kids, or he's a father that's doing what he's supposed to do with one of his kids who identifies in the LGBT community. Like at the end of the day, parents are supposed to do what parents are supposed to do. You're supposed to be transparent. You're supposed to communicate. You're supposed to understand, try to understand, do information, try to comprehend. You know, and the fact that this has become a thing where it's just LGBT and he's doing what a parent's supposed to do.
I think it depends on who's looking at it and which you're saying is being applauded. I think it depends on who's the person who's giving the applause. I think that there might be, and there just might be different walks of life to understand it to understand it in a different way. So I do think that you should be applauded for being a good parent. And I think that some of what he's doing is a part of being a good parent. And we had this conversation off air. I believe that what he did is going to have a positive and negative impact on his child's life. I think that when you think about things in the grand scheme of things, there are people who are never going to go on Instagram and check for D Wade's daughter. Like, there are people who are the average basketball fan. There are 60, 70, 80-year-old men who don't give a fuck about D Wade's kid. Yo, I watched this man play basketball. He's top 3 at his position, one of the best 50 players to ever play this sport, and that's the only thing that I care about. Like, he's commentating now, kudos to him, but I don't give a fuck about his child. There's people out there like that. I feel like him speaking on it brings a different light. Now, I feel like you go out there, and because your child is part of this community, you go out there and support in any way, shape, and form, because I feel like that's going to progress the understanding of your platform. It should be used to progress that, to push forward that envelope of understanding.
So tell me if I'm wrong. So you believe that he should create awareness.
Yes,
but he should
with your platform, create awareness, but don't bring so much light to this 12-year-old child. So as a 12-year-old child, bro, you just started going through puberty.
I was late bloomer.
Okay.
I was late bloomer. I know if you guys can't see it, both of these men have beards. I just started growing this motherfucker.
I look the same since high school.
I'm about to
That's
say.
a fact. This shit's just coming in for
That's
real.
a
I've been
fact.
trying
That's
for a
fact.
while
That's
though.
It's clean
Mine
though.
came late too. I still patchy a little bit. 21, I only had like a mustache.
But see, look,
Nice.
look. 24. Speak into the.
Better?
You got him.
Yeah.
You got him. See, in regards to that, I understand, and I feel like what you're trying to say is that bring about awareness
To the community.
There's a lot of people that are ignorant in the sense of they just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of your kids, you should assuage attention. You shouldn't look to put them in the spotlight because at 12, that could be a lot,
Bro,
'Cause especially when you're,
for real.
especially when you're rich and your father's D-Wade at 12. But again, there's pros and cons. I feel like being who his father is, he has a platform to make people aware who aren't, and he can surround his son in certain inner circles and quote unquote gated communities of LGBT and people who are aware. But if you guys have been on Twitter, Twitter's a bad place.
Twitter's the best place.
No. I love it. I love that. It get dark.
Dark.
It get dark.
No,
Crazy.
but when I say I think that it's about bringing. When I say I think it's about bringing a certain light, because bro, you genuinely like I don't know, and this is like a weird story, but I'm saying, do you guys remember getting that like rock, like that, not the rock, like a hard point in your nipple? Pause. Like, do you remember that?
This-
like
this-
that was the thing
took a
that.
turn.
No, I'm saying that was a.
I was trying to see what he was doing.
My doctor told me that was like a normal thing, like that all gentlemen going through puberty get like, oh,
listen. I just want you to listen to it. I don't remember going to my pediatrician and walking up to him like, oh, doc,
Yeah,
I
never.
got this. I got this pain.
oh
no.
nah, I did because I felt I didn't like it. Like I was like, yo, I told my mom, I was like, yo, ma, I needed an appointment because I didn't like the feeling that was going on in my chest. Like I didn't. I'm keeping it a buck with you. Like I had that, but I also had that relationship with my mom where my mom also like I have an older brother. He never like went to my mom about anything like that. So when I went to my mom, she's like, yo, what the fuck is going on in my son's chest? She's a woman. She has an older brother. Her older brother is older than her, but like a decade and a half. So they never had that conversation. So I think that might have just been something she also was unaware about. So I'm saying I went to my physician and talked to my physician about fucking the pain also being a fucking ball in my chest. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
That's interesting because you saw that happen to you and you thought, I want to go check this out. I don't even know, like, I don't like this, whatever. Me, it probably happened. I probably looked at it and was like, all right, whatever. Just like, it's funny some people deal with it like
with things differently. Yeah. But I'm saying though, and I think that might, because I definitely know that happened in like either elementary school or middle school. I was like around, I want to say 11, 12, 13, like in that range area.
I don't remember the nipple thing you told me. I remember when I got my first nut hair. I was in the bathroom just looking at this motherfucker, and you hit your Captain Morgan. You just lift your leg and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Because it was just on a ball. It was just one, just there.
By the time
and I felt like,
by the time I
yeah, I know.
by the time I started growing pubes, nigga, I had already watched porn, so I knew that was a normal thing.
No, I knew it was a normal thing, but it wasn't a normal thing for me.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
It was brand new for you.
It was brand new. It was brand new. There was nothing here, man.
But when you but I'm just saying, when you think about it, it's just like the weight of of already going through changes in your body now identifies something different, where most people who are identifying as this are also changing their body. Yeah. So what your body is naturally telling you to do is now you identify as something completely different. I'm saying that already in and of itself is something that I think might be difficult to deal with. You're also now, let's say for example, there's little kids out there that might identify the same way that D-Wade's daughter identifies.
I'm sure there's a lot.
But I'm saying those are the people who are probably watching D-Wade's daughter go through this transition. It's not 70-year-old billionaires that are doing big business with D-Wade. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like you're just bringing a different light.
Listen to what you said. But that is the positive of D-Wade doing what he's doing, because there's 7-year-olds probably would have thought.
But I'm saying that's why I said there's a positive and negative, because that first part is positive. But when you think about that now judgmental ass 70-year-old that fucking doesn't even like homosexuality, now going into a completely different fucking lane of someone identifies something. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The video that you sent me, that girl was saying some. She's like, oh, when you have a cough, you go get medicine. Bro, someone's fucking identity is not a cough. You get what I'm saying? You're bringing about that person who made that video probably would have never known anything about, because she probably doesn't even fucking watch basketball. And I don't mean to say it in a sexist man. Like, I don't want to say because she's a female, she probably does. Go ahead.
So we're going to listen to it. Turn it back.
Nobody and go out to eat. He probably changes what he wants to be when he gets older every 5 seconds. He might not even be into girls yet. If that's what he gonna be
Pause it
into.
real quick. Pause it real quick.
I mean, you want to say something?
At 12, I was into girls. So I'm just saying, not your 12 and my 12 are two different things.
Right.
Because I felt like in terms of what I was attracted to, I knew at 5.
No, and I agree with you because at 12, I wasn't ordering my own food. She's right about that.
No.
But I was trying to play booty tag in school.
Facts.
Right. It's funny because like I see this a lot because I teach middle school, so I'm able to see kids of all different like backgrounds and how they think differently and everything. And there are kids like how you guys said like I knew what I liked from 5 years old or whatever, and I was like that too. I knew what I liked right away. But some of these kids, and even in the school I teach, some of them they're like one day they're over here, one day they don't even know some of them, and they're honest about it. They don't even know. So you can't. I feel like generalizing is kind of like where she's going about like because this was never a topic that came up until rather recently. I feel like
Absolutely.
where it's been blown up like this because it's out there now. So now they're starting to put people in boxes where everyone's this way, everyone's that way. It's not necessarily true. I mean, I grew up. I like girls right away. Some people may not. Or some people don't even know at that age. Some people it takes longer. Some people find out later on when they're older, like in their 20s, 18s. They're trying out new things and they find stuff out. So this topic is so interesting.
But see, look, even with you being a teacher, I feel like it's imperative that you don't teach your kids that boxes exist. You know, I think you make them aware. You make them aware of everything and anything as much as you can and at that particular time. But in terms of heterosexuality, pansexuality, asexuality, transsexuality, it's so much to grasp where you can't show them these boxes. And the reason why I showed this video is because there's people out there, right, who generally have a problem with saying I don't know, I don't understand. And when they don't understand things, they'll instead of saying I don't understand, I don't know, give me information, they'll spew rhetoric.
Yeah.
That they think is humorous.
Because
I think that she thought that was funny.
No, but I feel like she believes that too.
No, yeah, I agree with that. But I also feel like with certain people recording videos of things like that, like for example, I don't know if you ever seen the video, and I don't want to really look for it because I feel like the whole OnlyFans thing is very big and is very popular now. Listen, man.
To be a woman, be anybody. Let's say woman. I'm not gonna judge you out. To be a human being and be a sex worker right now, you niggas got to get to that bag. Don't go to Pornhub. Don't go to X videos. And it's crazy how we're jumping from the kids to porn, but I'm letting you guys know this. It is a very lucrative business right now, being an amateur porn star.
Because your money's going directly to you. It's the same. Well, it's the same thing with a lot of things. Your money's going directly to you now. You don't have to go through these other funnels and things like that. But just to go back to that, I think that with that, there was a girl, and I think that she's consistently done videos, but I muted her because I think
He said I muted it.
Yeah, I muted her. She's a bozo. If
You
you're
hear that, he's trying to shut you women up. That's what he said.
No, I muted her because I feel like what she's saying is ignorant, bro. I feel like your body is your body. Do whatever your body that you want.
That's a fact.
Like do whatever with your life that you want. As long as you're not harming anyone, who cares? Like, do you? But I think that she just was on some like, oh, you bitches, I shouldn't be able to log, like, your pussy should be for yourself. I shouldn't be able to log on my social media and see your pussy. Bro, it's her pussy. No, if I log on and I see your pussy, I'm gonna be like, oh, but it's your pussy. The same way that you should be able to log on and see her pussy. Be like, bro, if I see a dick on my timeline, mute the person whose dick is on my timeline because I don't want to see no dicks on my timeline. But I'm saying, if I log on and I see you get what I'm saying?
See, but when you don't understand, you put people in boxes because a person, you can see an OnlyFans page, and a woman could be with only one man her whole life. She's just real open about her body. She's real open about her sexuality, and she wants to make an OnlyFans page. She's just, yo, it's my body. I can make money off of it.
And she could have been with the same nigga since she was 12 and been fucking the same nigga for the rest of her life. But because
you'll have people that don't know her
and be like, oh, she's a whole.
Exactly.
You be like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm just saying, like, and that's a perfect example where the shit that you're saying, like, someone has an OnlyFans, but what makes like. I don't know what anyone's definition of a hoe is, but I feel like for you to just say that not knowing somebody is kind of, It's kind of out there. I feel like it's just. I feel like that's weird for you to not know anyone and just judge them based off what you see on social media. Because if I'm judging you on social media, you're an asshole. If I'm judging you on social media, you're super opinionated on what you want to be opinionated on. Like
Yo, dog, I got what he put
Yo, he said,
But I know
I feel like he waited like 10 years to tell me.
fact. That's
what
crazy.
you mean? No, I'm just saying. Like, but I know you personally. I'm saying I know you personally. We've known each other since senior year of high school, bro. We're 25 now, like 24, 25 now.
that
So
shit's
it's
crazy.
been a while.
It's been a while.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like I know that you're not, like you're entitled to be opinionated. You're entitled to be an asshole. But I do know that when it comes to things that you may not know, that you're willing to ask, like you're willing, because we've had conversations in gym where it's just like we're shooting the shit. So it's like whatever you know, whatever you don't know. But you're not. I know you're not an asshole.
Right.
Like I know that you have good qualities about you. But if I'm just logging on your social media and I log and I look, it'd be like
Sexist, racist. I'd be listen, man.
But I'm saying,
don't judge me off.
Well,
Twitter.
some people would say don't take Twitter too serious.
Don't take it serious at all.
No, but
I feel like that's life. You take everything with a grain of salt.
But especially Twitter, I feel
Especially
like
Twitter.
we don't really like. Especially me, like now I'm more myself. Back then, I was like, I would just do shit just to get
Just to
kicks.
do
Yeah,
shit.
no, that's a fact.
Like,
But I don't think
that's
it's
not
just Twitter.
representing
I
me,
think it's
but-
all social
What?
media platforms.
This-
Because there's people who save up, fucking their money just about any opportunity that they can save up. Take one trip in their entire life. I want to say, for example, let's say you just take a trip to fucking Miami. And you done saved up fucking money. Your job is terrible. You don't get paid much. Like, and Niz will save up, get a stack of ones, and fucking throw a stack of ones in the one situation to make it look like they have an abundance of money on Instagram. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like everything that you do, I mean, anything that people do, it could just be a show. You don't know. Right. So like, you're right. Take everything with a grain.
Is it a show, Rodney?
Is it a show?
Is it a show for you?
It's not a show for me, man. It's not a show for me. It's a fucking stand up. Like alter, like I feel like
a different form of comedy.
Yeah, I feel like you just go. For people that come on Twitter and get mad, like on Twitter, I call women all types of bitches, sluts, whores, all that. I would never listen. I don't do that in my personal time.
My real life.
Mom, if you're watching this,
There you go.
Listen, facts.
Nah, the
Facts.
fact that is a fair
That's
thing.
a
how it
fact.
is, though.
Facts.
Because I know, and I that is true though. Like I know that you're not doing that in real life.
You guys know Ice from Twitter? Officially
I don't
Ice.
follow
Officially
that.
Ice.
nigga.
Oh, you
Yeah, I
did?
follow
Wait,
that.
why?
Nah, that nigga
He
is
said something. He said no.
jokes.
He's funny, but he said some shit.
Yeah,
that
but
just
he's like the
blew my
perfect
mind.
example of he'll say shit just to get people riled up, and they'll be
I
like,
think,
"Yo,
but-
you're an asshole."
No,
He's
no,
like,
but
it's not me
look,
though.
but I think that just made me realize that even I'm capable of it because I blocked that man.
You blocked it.
blocked
What did he do to
He
you?
said
Come on,
s-
man.
He said no, but it was something like rap wise. To me, if
His
you
opinion.
have
He didn't like his opinion.
if you have an opinion on anything, like everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I feel like your shit is just trash and you believe it. Like I don't want to hear it.
That's hilarious.
Like
That's so
mute-
bad. That's toxic.
No, so if
I
you have
fuck-
I
hate
mute
his- I hate
Kanye.
his
Like
whole- I hate his whole opinion. I muted Kim Kardashian.
I muted Kanye.
I didn't mute Ye. I don't even see Ye
think
on
you
my
can mute-
timeline.
You can mute the name. I
No,
don't have
yeah.
like that.
That's a fact. You can mute a word, so nothing
That's a fact.
relative
So
to
it
that.
says yay, Kanye, West, Kanye. What? Like you gotta be very. I don't want to hear it.
I muted you in mixed martial arts.
Me?
Oh,
Did you?
fucking
I don't even
yeah.
tweet that much about mixed martial arts
You
anymore.
used there was a point in time.
I
Yeah,
did. Well, I used to tweet a
fucking-
lot more than I do now.
I fucking hated your.
Wow, you don't like
opinions.
MMA, bro?
No, I do. I hated your opinions. on
Do you
MMA.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, let's
I think
talk
we're-
about
I
it.
think we're having a conversation.
All right, so
where it was like where I felt like you tried to say that I was saying Keith Jardine was better than Chuck Liddell.
damn.
Like,
that
I don't
was-
know if you
what
remember.
year was
How long ago was this? Keith
I wanna
Jardine,
say
bro. I was
like-
probably 12 years old. What was this?
I'm saying it was a conversation that we had recently where it was like where we were having a conversation about him coming where I tweeted something about him coming back.
Who? Jardine?
No.
Oh,
Chuck Liddell,
Yeah.
because he recently fought Tito Ortiz
Oh, yeah,
again
yeah.
for the third time.
Mhm.
I mean,
And what was your opinion on that?
I fucking Chuck Liddell, like
Do you remember?
No, kind of, and it's not. I don't remember verbatim, and I don't remember everything.
Oh.
But I know I said something like along the lines of like, because at one point in time, Chuck Liddell was my favorite fighter, but I think it's because he was pushed towards the forefront, where it wasn't where he was a technical fighter. He was a wrestler and just swung a lot. He was a wrestler and just swung wild haymakers. So
Wait, we talking about
occasionally-
Chuck?
Chuck, yeah.
All right.
I still don't get what we argued about.
It wasn't really an argument. It was just a back.
So why'd you mute me?
Because you was like, and I was like, I'm saying there was a point in time where like Chuck Liddell's record showed like that how good he was, and then after a while it was just like he was getting his ass beat, so he stopped. But I feel like
But
that's everyone.
I'm not gonna let you disrespect Chuck and just say that he was just a flat out knockout artist. The thing that make Chuck great, it was the fact that
it was an explosive
like
punch,
if you
bro.
watch Gaethje, right? If you watch Justin Gaethje, he's not the splitting image, but in terms of a guy who can scramble, can wrestle, has an unorthodox level of level change.
Chuck Liddell's a wrestler.
No, but he can't. But he was great at scrambling. He could wrestle. He could kickbox. He chose to swing the way he was swinging. He had that wide, awkward stance about it, and then he had an iron chin. But it was the package that made him, because you didn't see that. He was the first of his kind.
That's true. I mean, think about it. How many people had the power to stand up and could wrestle at that time?
At that time, nobody.
Not that many. That's why he killed everybody.
That's why he beat up so many niggas.
But what I'm trying to say is that
the game evolves, you know.
Exactly.
So I'm saying he wasn't one of the most technical fighters because it was like basically I'm gonna try. Exactly. I mean, but it depends on who he ran into, because when he started running into people who are more like when he ran into Rashard Evans, who's not the most technical, but he's more technical than Chuck Liddell. When the game started changing, the Machitas, the Rashard Evans, because even Rampage Jackson knocked him out, and Rampage Jackson, I feel like the way they fight you could say kind of mirrored each other, where they were both wrestlers who just had an explosive punch.
But see Rampage, he touch you, he put you out. But Rampage was the type of dude where in the clinch, when you think about dirty boxing, you didn't want to be in the clinch with Rampage. You didn't want to be
His wrestling wasn't that great.
It wasn't great.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't great. But he was just strong.
Well, it's still not
like
great
he would
he's
strong.
Still doing it.
He would strong arm you in the clinch. If you try to wrestle him, he would just do unorthodox things. Like he was just strong. Like when I think about Chuck, he had good wrestling. He was
a good wrestler.
Nobody shot him.
When I say you can say that their fighting styles mirrored each other, I mean that even though one was superior in one way, that doesn't mean like they tried to stand up even though they wrestled.
Yeah, but see, that's why I use Justin Gaethje, because you see how Gaethje just walks through punches. Chuck will walk through shit. Like he would just walk forward. That was a scary
until he started getting hit.
Right, but that's a great example that you bring up Gaethje, because Gaethje was like Liddell in that way, where he would just brawl and stuff like that. But he's starting to realize now he's a technical fighter if he wants to be. Very technical. So now he's starting to do more game plan, more strategy. I feel like it's helping him out a lot.
And I've noticed, because my beef with Gaethje has always been, I love boxing. Yeah. I love boxing. Boxing was one of my first sports. I think in terms of being technical with the hands, we'll have dudes who wrestle, they come in the sport and they wrestle, they have another art, but because they're heavy-handed, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna hit a bag now. But they're not polished when it comes to the hands. You feel what I'm saying? So when I look at Gaethje, I look at a guy that just really will put his head down, swing hooks, like nothing straight, nothing tight, never bringing his hand back to his face.
Whereas once I get to a point where I'm gonna throw a punch, it's gonna be a rapid flurry of punches.
Yeah.
Which is I never get back. Not necessarily.
Like he's not a guy who can pick his shots he's not a guy who could pick his shots in pocket range. Like when you think about the Poirier fight.
Yeah.
Where he's fighting Poirier. Poirier is, to me, arguably the best MMA boxer.
He's exceptional.
Like
his hands are great.
His hands, he's one of those people who he doesn't have to hide the straight left. He just put it out there so fast. But if he wants, he can level change, he can touch you up. There's a need, he understands how to touch you up. Not everything is a wild, I gotta knock you out type of thing.
You don't think the last couple of fights for Gaethje he's kind of changed that? You don't think?
No, but that's why I'm getting to that. I feel like he showed change within the Wick fight in terms of how he went looking for the right hand, because he knew it was gonna be there with Wick.
Poor Vic. He got assaulted the last couple of fights.
Yeah, he's being knocked the fuck out. When the Barbosa fight, once he realized, I might have better hands than this guy.
I think that I feel like once your chin gets exposed, like I feel like once someone gets to the point where they expose that your chin may not be what other people think it is.
You gotta polish your game. You gotta add more to it.
But I feel like basically like
That's my beef for Weidman. I think Weidman's mad talented.
Chris is the man. He's such a dude.
But look, he's so talented. But when you watch him, and you see a lot of dudes do that, like to maintain speed or just they'll keep their hands down. Weidman will swing and won't bring anything and he's not a dude that hits with jift either. When you look at the guys he's fighting at middleweight, so it's just like if you look at the Jacare fight, when none of them wanted to go to the ground. So when Weidman's not changing levels and doing the things that make Weidman, you just got a dude that understands how to throw a punch, understands how to land a punch, but in terms of picking shot in danger, picking shot, understanding the range of the shot, understanding how to slip and parry and out of situations, like he's not that.
Yeah, I mean, with Chris, I feel like even the Jacare fight, I felt like he was doing pretty solid on the feet for a while. I mean, he was getting hit a little bit. He was hitting Jacare a little bit. He's gotten a lot better than where he used to be. Because I've watched him since like the beginning, before I even joined Sarah's and all that stuff.
Understood.
I watched him, and his hands. I was like, this guy be Anderson Silva. I couldn't believe it.
You couldn't believe it,
right?
But even with the Jacare fight, I think because I judged it. I think I gave him round 1. I gave Jacare round 2, and then Jacare knocked him.
It was a good fight, and then he just. But his chin, I feel like is
But look, that's why you got to polish. That's why you have to polish. You bring your hands up, because Jacare is the type of dude, and Jacare is the type of dude where his jiu-jitsu is phenomenal. Like is like you don't want to. He's strong. Like he's built like a Greek god. You don't want to go on the ground with him. You know what I mean? He's a dude that's improved his boxing. Flat-footed as hell.
Right.
But in terms of how he slips and rolls with punches, even how he throws punches, he was picking his shots in that fight. He knew he hit hard. Like, if me and you fight, right? Mm-hmm. And you hit harder than me, and nothing I'm swinging, like you're rolling with it, there's no real bite on it. Mm-hmm. You're going to take certain risks to land something that's going to put me the fuck out. Yeah. So there was times where
I'm going to feel the need to.
Like, because Weidman, he was coming in and out. It was good footwork that fight, but his hands was down. Right. Not everybody could be Reyes where they could just move around for 5 rounds and just constantly circle around, pick their shots, change levels. You feel what I'm saying?
So do you think that Weidman hasn't evolved or hasn't tried to
I feel like he's from the time he first started to now, there's been progression. But
nothing.
He's
not substantial.
It's not elite. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's terrible. But I think in terms of being that division, he got to pick his hands up. He has to pick his hands up.
I think he's been a victim of some bad luck too, to be honest. Like that fight with was that Gegard?
Musasi?
Yeah, with the knee thing.
I wanted you to watch a video with
which one?
Dan Margliano. No, not Big John McCarthy. And he talks about how with the rule changes, depending on where they're at, they've added new rules where if you're a down opponent, is you got to get down on your knee. Mm-hmm. You got to put a knee down. But dudes were trying to beat the system.
Right. Put their hand down, stuff like that. Yeah.
So he was one of those dudes that tried and then caught one.
Right. No, I'm saying it's bad luck. I don't disagree with the call. Mm-hmm. I think looking back, I'm like, all right, I get it now. But I just feel like it's bad luck for him because he tried to play that game where everybody plays, and it was a good fight too. He's in good fights all the time. And then the Rockhold fight, for example, he just made a stupid mistake, the spinning kick and stuff like that.
But look, even bad luck. I think Rockhold got terrible luck. I think he has bad.
I think he's arrogant with his hands. I think he keeps his hands down when he's not supposed to.
He does, but I've seen him be solid in the boxing ring. I've seen Weidman move his hands, the way he hides the left kick, because he it doesn't matter where he lands the left kick.
I think Rockhold technically is up there.
He's like if you had to put your best middleweights all time, I think he has an argument being the second greatest middleweight.
Well, skill wise maybe.
Skill wise,
you can't say it like body of work.
Yeah, but not body of work.
We were having that conversation earlier, the impact versus the actual talent.
Yeah, but he Strikeforce champion, UFC champion, beating Chris Weidman the way he did, because there were times where he was out grappling him in exchanges.
This fight killed me, dude.
It was a great fight.
This fight killed me. It was there. It was
a great fight. It was a great fight.
So spinning kick.
But when you watch Luke, and Luke is one of my favorite fighters, he's so good at fighting long. But he's what makes him great is his ability to fight long and move. Like he knows how to fight long and move. And then once he realized, oh, I got a little jiff in this hand, and I can kick anybody and knock them the hell out. He stopped moving. You started to see him do this shit where he just.
That Bisping fight fucked him up.
Yeah, Bisping knocked
He didn't
him
take
the
him serious,
fuck out.
bro. He put his hand down, came down the whole time, man.
I think
you get knocked out by Bisping, it's gonna do something to your
no,
brain.
but I also want to say, like, think about that. I think that a lot of people like Bisping is like he's been around for so long, and he's just been so. I don't want to say mediocre throughout his career.
I'm not gonna say
but-
mediocre.
He
It's
was-
just
Nah, bro.
When it comes to
Not the
beating
top
the
bro,
best,
guy,
bro,
right, he wasn't.
he
but
never
I'm-
could beat the
it was like
best dude.
Cerrone
But what I'm
kinda.
saying is, think about it, bro. Like when you're beating up people who aren't you, and then you run into people who are you're not. What are you?
No, but I think that's the problem.
It's like you're like if I'm beating up on children, and then I start getting fucked up by adults who may be like a slightly bigger than me. What am I like?
Well, I
but
mean-
Bisping's had good fights. It's just,
And
I
I'm not
think-
saying that he hasn't. I'm just saying Bisping has been around. Bisping was around for like a minute.
Yeah, he's
like
he at least what
Right, he's been around for
a decade,
more
a
than
decade,
that.
a
better,
decade and a
bro,
half.
yeah.
I was gonna say 20 years,
Yeah,
but like
he-
a decade and a
almost
half.
20, maybe.
Because he's
was like the
officially
Cerrone.
he's
He was
officially
always
he's
close
officially
and then-
retired.
See, no, but
right?
see,
Bisping-
Cerrone. If you're saying Cerrone's fought for titles, and I feel like Cerrone has a skill set that's a problem for everybody. It's just a mindset.
Bisping is fought for titles too. Bisping held.
No. But before that,
Mm-hmm.
every fight that he's gotten to like number one contender fights
Uh-huh.
and have lost.
Oh yeah.
So that was his
What
title
What
fight.
title fights is Cerrone fighting?
RDA, Henderson. I think Henderson was Henderson
Well,
the first
Benson.
one. Yeah, Benson.
Did he?
I think
Oh,
the first
damn,
one.
I don't even know.
WC I think was it for the title?
I actually have a question.
I'm listening.
And I feel like this happens with a lot of sports because the UFC was basically like not the UFC, mixed martial arts, I should say, where in the United States I should also include because obviously, in Brazil, in Japan, and other places, mixed martial arts was always looked at as a form of actual fighting. Whereas the United States, it took a little longer for it to become a household sport. Where it used to be something that you would probably like if it was on during that time, it would have been some shit that was on ESPN 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The fighters have to fight for so long because of
The bag.
yes.
The bag.
It's a bad bag.
It's a terrible bag.
horrendous
It's
bag.
crazy.
And I feel like Dana White is like also not helping.
No, I don't think so.
Like there. I don't want to say maybe I want to say like 3 years ago. I could be giving my time frame could be off, but the Monster deal also like fucked up a lot of people's a lot of people's money. Whereas if I'm getting like basically like in NASCAR, cars all belong to different. And now in basketball, you see now everybody has a different funding from it. Yeah, sponsor different. They're sponsored by a
Right.
different
That's
something
That's
different.
what we're big on the fighters back then. They had so many sponsors.
And now, if it's not Monster, you can't fucking wear it. Like
see-
if you can't put it on, you
But
get what I'm
see,
saying?
the thing and the argument I'll have because I'm not
Like
the
Chuck
biggest-
Liddell shouldn't have to come back.
He shouldn't.
Like,
But even
Rampage Jackson shouldn't
But
be.
he was a victim of this. It's tough. 'cause
you don't know
this-
time.
Right.
You don't know when it's your time.
Plus, the sport it was brand new. Like even when Chuck was there, like it was
Mhm.
there, but not to like.
but to
not
the extent
known.
it is,
Because
it is
think
now.
about it.
Yeah.
But think about it, and I'll give I'll give Dana this regard. When you compare, let's say the WNBA to the NBA, right? I heard it too.
Although it's just me.
Yeah, it was all of us. When you compare the WNBA to the NBA, and you say, yo, why doesn't the female athletes get paid what the male athletes get?
Who's asking that?
No. But that's it. Women, feminist. Like they ask that. They're like
No, but I'm
women-
saying though, I
That's
feel
kinda
like
different,
in
though.
I feel like in
but-
tennis, I
but-
feel like
but-
Serena
but
Williams
listen, but listen.
deserves the bag.
But listen,
Bro, there's
Hear
no
me out, hear me
LeBron
out, hear me
James
out,
inside.
That's one. But what year was the WNBA established?
I have no idea.
And like the early 2000s, late 90s.
Like 95.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, after that because I remember. I mean,
remember the Olympic game with Cynthia Cooper and all that. I think that was like 94. And
but the reason why I don't think the NBA was established until a little. I want to say maybe like I'm saying I don't think that your time frame is off, and I'm not 100% sure. But I just remember like, and I don't know if this is I don't know if
I'm listening.
you remember this, but there was like a movie on Disney Channel. I know obviously movies shouldn't be the point of reference,
No, I'm
but there was a movie on Disney Channel where they were like twin sisters and they had to play
was white.
overseas. Yeah,
Yeah, I
all
remember.
right. But I'm saying that was like based off of a true story, if I'm not mistaken. Like I know at the end of the movie they said it was based on a true story, but they also say that a lot of things, and it
Yeah,
really
that's
be
true.
far,
Loosely based.
yeah, super
like
loosely
fucking
based.
Entourage.
All right, so I was off. It was not. It was in '95. It was '96. So '96 was when the WNBA was established.
Okay.
But
Versus when the NBA was established,
right.
which
But
was back in
That's my point though. Even with the UFC, like,
'95.
But until there's
It's a young sport. Like it's still
and even
mad
today,
young.
the NFL, they're still having problems with like guaranteed money versus this
But
versus
look
that,
how
and that's
old they are.
Imagine a new sport, so it's gonna take some time for these guys.
and mind you, when you think of, do you think Dana?
But I feel like you
Dana
should
money,
take care of your. I feel like you should take care of your pioneers.
Who's
But
the commissioner for the NFL?
Right now it's David Stern still. Not
Yeah,
David Stern. I'm
NFL.
sorry.
Goodell.
Roger Goodell. Sorry.
Does-
David Stern just died. I know that's why I feel like I
was
made that
basketball.
connection. Yeah. No, I know, but he was before.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Does Dana got money like the commissioner of the NFL? You know,
No,
he doesn't have. I
there's
don't.
a lot, but not as much. As
I
that.
think he.
But that's what I'm
I
saying.
think-
Nah, bro.
I think-
Bro, he
NFL?
just signed
Come on,
a
man.
10-year
You gotta-
deal for like some
Goodell,
rocky,
right?
Yeah, some
nah.
rocky
He has,
number.
he has more. He has more.
But I'm saying though.
But Dana got money though.
No. But in terms of the
but-
age
but-
and the ascendance of the sport, like
I'm with you on
Connor.
that. I'm with you on that.
Like you remember you said who was the dub? Like there's no LeBron.
Connor
for
got
the
the
dub.
Connor got
He's
the bag
LeBron.
for fighting. He got
Exactly.
he got the biggest bag he's ever gotten in his life for fighting Floyd.
I don't even want to say he's a LeBron. He's like if you had AI and then you put a Jordan spin on branding. Like he's the AI.
But I feel like if what's her name didn't start getting her ass beat, she would. Huh?
Ronda?
Yes. If she didn't start getting her ass
Should
beat,
have been up there too.
she would have got her bag. Could have been damn near Connor's.
That's the,
But that's the thing. You got to win.
that's the
No,
sport,
but
yeah.
no. But what
Gotta
I'm
be the
saying
best.
is, she was held to that regard. Like her bags now are coming from her success early on in her career.
Now bags now come from WWE.
No, but what I'm saying though,
bag shit.
she's also
No, that-
in movies,
no,
bro.
fact
Like
too, but-
she's in franchise movies.
No,
like,
she is. But WWE's paying her. They getting her bag.
No, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to get at is that the notoriety of being the winner in a sport, and like you just said, that's still a young sport. She's now getting a bag from franchise. Like, bro, like Candace Parker is fine. Why is she not in no movies? Lisa Leslie branched out, and Lisa Leslie wasn't getting the bag.
But that's what I'm talking
that
about.
Ronda Rousey's
But then
getting.
that's what I'm saying.
She
It's
wasn't getting
the
the bag that
balance.
Serena Williams is getting. You get what I'm saying? Like Serena and Venus Williams have been like pivotal like faces of the sport of tennis for the last decade.
But
Lisa Leslie was the face of the NBA. Like I want to say, it's a couple more faces of the WNBA now. And I said NBA, I meant the WNBA.
No, I know what you meant.
But what I'm saying, like you got to think about it, like Candace Parker, Brittany Griner.
It's because it's the WNBA. They don't have.
But
they
what-
don't
but what I'm-
generate
but what-
enough for her to
but
be
why-
a star like
But
that.
there's
They
no
don't.
person. They're like I said.
It's no
With Connor.
but it's the excitement
Like,
of the sport.
remember,
no
think about
one's
the NBA.
no
Think about
one's
the NBA.
dunking
Think
the
about-
ball,
But listen,
bro.
listen,
like
think about
aside
the-
from like Brittany Griner,
But listen,
bro.
think about the NBA. Think about the NBA. It was going. I think at one point it was going bankrupt until Magic and Bird got drafted. Like they weren't. They
It was
didn't.
bad.
They
They
didn't
weren't-
air.
Stern
they
took
weren't-
over too.
they
Stern.
weren't-
They didn't even have the finals on air. Like they was
But
only major
that's
sport
a,
that didn't
but
have
that's
it.
a TV deal, and also at that point in time, the MLB and the NFL were the sports of the United States. Like baseball used to be the United States pastime.
but-
no
no,
one
no,
really
no, but
watches
listen,
baseball.
but
Like
you're
baseball's
right.
funding is losing funding because no one's watching baseball as much as
I
they
just
used
wish I
to.
know baseball's trash. But I say that to say is that
I enjoy this sport. I enjoy the sport.
no playing the sport. I think it's
I
a nice
enjoy-
sport to
I also
play.
enjoy watching the
the sport.
It's okay to watch.
You guys can keep that.
It's better than golf.
Fucking, I hate that sport.
Listen,
hate
I'm not even gonna lie.
golf.
Tennis
I
is.
That's not bad.
Tennis
lit.
is
This
lit.
is not.
I like
That's a
tennis.
fact.
I love
like
that.
Nah,
Yo,
bro.
tennis is
Playing it
lit.
too. Playing tennis is also
Tennis
fun.
is
Nah,
lit.
yeah, that's a fact. I got
Listen.
tennis
Oh, here's
trophies.
a
Listen,
question,
I don't
though.
got tennis knees.
Because I think it has to do with having that superstar. Like,
But that's
if
why-
Connor wasn't there, there's no way they get that $4
But
billion.
that's what I'm saying. He's the brand. That's
No
no,
way.
there's
dude.
no way in hell.
John, maybe that's what my question was going to be. John, if he didn't have all that, outside
all
circumstances,
those issues.
But
could
no,
he
but
have
John-
been
but-
something like that? I don't think so either.
But
But
even
I'm-
with
but-
John,
but
think
you gotta-
think about what Connor was doing for marketing himself from the time he had first came to the scene. Because even when he knocked out Poirier, Connor wasn't Connor. Poirier was a top 4 ranked not lightweight, featherweight at that time. Conor wasn't Conor. Conor didn't become Conor until
But he talked like he was.
he was talking, and then he was telling niggas, "Yo, I'm gonna
You
knock
don't
him out in the
have
first
that in
round."
NBA and stuff. You can't have that.
But
You
that's
can't
it.
have like, we're gonna kill him.
But
like,
look, who's the first? When you think about the first,
But you
brand,
got to also think about what the sport entails. Like
That's true.
That's a
Part of it.
violent sport. So someone talking like that, because you also got to think about it. They
because
talk
that's also
shit
a,
in the
that's a
NBA.
respectful sport.
What's a
When you think
respectful
about
sport?
when you think mixed martial arts, it's a sport based on respect.
So is baseball, but they cheat too.
Yeah.
Now they're talking smack to each other.
Again, fuck baseball.
You think that helps or hurts baseball? By the way.
Them talking shit to each other?
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
here for
know
the
because
talk.
it's baseball, so I'm not really.
But
sure.
they've talked shit to each other
like
throughout.
this.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Bro. There have been
something
bro
just came
like
out today. This guy was like, everybody on that team deserves to get beat up or something like that. I forgot which player it was, but I saw it today.
Listen,
I was like, that's
you got to be able to fight though. That's my thing. If
it's
you
not a
tell me, but it don't matter.
It's
if
not a
you
physical sport.
bro, I
It's
don't
not a
care.
mobile
bro.
sport.
I
Oh,
don't care, bro. I could play.
Batista got fucked
I could
up, though.
play. I could play golf, bro. If you tell me everybody like me and my caddy deserve to get fucked up, nigga. You better be ready to shoot about your shit, bro.
Listen,
That's
caddy.
me personally.
And that's why I
me,
don't like-
me and my caddy with the shits for real. Like I don't care. Like
and that's why I don't fuck with golf. Cause I got a nigga
Yeah,
that was
that's
around
why.
called a caddy. Who's your caddy? There's nothing. Yo, you heard what happened? What happened to your eye? Tiger's caddy smacked you. Like,
It just sounds
Tiger
funny.
caddy ran down on it.
That sounds
It doesn't,
crazy.
it doesn't sound what
It doesn't
it
sound
actually means.
yeah.
But
I'm just saying, bro. When you think about, I'm just saying, when you think about like what the sport entails, you're able to talk shit in a variation of ways because of what you're doing.
Right, because you get to go in there and actually fight,
Fight,
someone.
yeah.
But I
Like
think
I'm gonna
with
tell you,
all
I'll beat your ass because I'm gonna beat your ass. Like we about to sit here and beat each other
But
ass.
I think with
so.
all sports is just self branding. Every sport needed that person. You know, even when you think about boxing, you have Julio Cesar, you have Muhammad Ali, you have Roberto Duran, but Ali was the guy. He was the first activist you've seen as a athlete.
I think he was the best. I think he brought so much light to the sport because of the way he talked shit. He's an intellect that just talked like I will. Like
But even when he wasn't, he was talking about outside the ring stuff.
No, absolutely. I'm saying I agree with you. I'm just saying the way he was able to articulate himself as well as be a boxer, I think, is what put him at the forefront of boxing.
too.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Because you had Ali as that guy. You had the Four Horsemen as like that sounds like Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
You guys genuinely believe that without Conor, the sport doesn't get that bag?
No.
Not that early.
Not that early.
Eventually,
Not
sure,
for
but-
another 15 years.
15?
Who's gonna be that guy?
Think about it. Who before Conor? How was the sport looking to the mainstream?
Bro, you got to think about it. They've made
Who's
strides,
gonna be that
bro.
guy?
From
Yes,
listen,
of course.
But no. But what I'm
Conor-
trying to
Conor's not a
say-
stride.
Especially
He, like,
the
6 steps.
especially the Floyd thing. What the
Yes, that look.
Like, listen.
No, his marketing team is
No,
great,
but listen,
bro.
but when
like,
once the Floyd thing happened,
he's the marketing
like
team.
listen. Once the Floyd thing happened, bro.
Nah, he got it.
just
Well, now he
Bro,
does. But head
no-
back, he was the marketing.
Listen.
no,
back
it
then.
was-
you
it
got to
was-
think about it, bro. I don't think that bro, because if
I think a lot of that was organic.
I think a lot of it was organic, but I don't think he thought of it on his own.
Stop.
Nah.
You
Dude,
mean
this is him.
Red
dude.
Panty
no.
Night.
That's
No, no.
him. He's a
Bro,
psychopath.
Who the
What you-
fuck is that guy? Who the
What you
fuck?
mean to tell
Nobody
me?
could come up with that shit, bro.
No,
Come
no,
on.
I'm saying he did his thing, but I'm saying the picture he painted, I don't feel like he came up with that on his
Oh,
own.
the persona? Or
Yeah, like I think that's
there's-
a
I think there's
marketing
team with
scheme.
Masvidal right now. Like I think
Yeah.
I think it's right
Masvidal
now.
wasn't like this
He wasn't
before.
like this
Not at
before.
all.
You know what I mean?
like
And
I think.
but
Go
to
ahead.
cut
No,
you
no,
off,
go ahead.
I see the Floyd thing took him here. Now everybody
It took
who's
the sport there,
but listen,
not just him.
But it took him, which allowed the sport to grow too, because now everybody associated with Conor is getting that bag.
Mm-hmm.
Because Khabib stock, don't get me wrong, he's big overseas, but next to Conor,
Yep.
because that's the highest paid UFC fight
Plus he fucked him up.
ever, and he fucked him up,
Mm-hmm.
and you had the brawl that happened. Masvidal, the fact that
But I
the
think
fight
that-
that you want to see, like I want to see that fight.
Which one?
I want to see Masvidal and Conor only because Masvidal, I know the way he is. I don't think he's gonna shoot on Conor. I feel like they're gonna stand up.
I don't think that's a question. I don't
They're
think.
gonna stand up
Who you think wins that fight?
in that fight.
It
Oh
depends on where they take it.
What are you talking about? If they just stand up.
no!
the whole
If they
time.
stand up, Masvidal, bro. If Dustin is one of my, I think Masvidal in terms of MMA boxing and how he mixes it up, I think he only comes a second to Dillashaw. I love Dillashaw as a
Fuck
MMA boxer.
Dillashaw, bro.
And what's it, Calvin, the dude that just fought Sabit? I think he's
Qatar or some shit.
Yeah, some shit like that. He's a
And
good
you're
boxer.
talking about as far as boxing.
But no, MMA box, but it's just one element. But in terms of the way Masvidal fights,
I think
he's really good at not
This
getting
is
hit.
my personal opinion, and I haven't been keeping up with the sport as
really-
much as I used to. But I think
I don't want to hear your MMA opinion.
I was waiting.
I also hate your MMA opinion. But okay, was it
I'm listening.
Gustav?
Gustafsson?
Oh, yeah, good boxing.
I think that I feel like from what I've watched recently, because I'm trying to get
Mm-hmm.
back into it, I also just hate the sport boxing.
You hate boxing?
I hate boxing, but I hate boxing because of what it's become.
Oh, okay.
So-
but you don't actually hate the sport in itself, like.
No, I believe that.
competition
No,
or
no,
something.
you know, I don't like.
Right,
I don't.
right, right.
So
I
now
don't
hear me out. So we was talking about this because me and my girl were talking, and I'm saying I want a sports podcast, right? I was just talking about I want to have a podcast where I can touch on everything,
Right.
but I want to have everything like we can touch on anything, but it has to be a derivative of sports. But I was explaining to her like is a problem because I don't know anybody my age that really pay attention to boxing, MMA. Like I know you pay attention to MMA, but the sports that I love like boxing and MMA. And then she was like, "Oh, because you're an old head." And I thought about it. I'm just like,
old man.
An old head,
That's crazy.
like boxing is an old head sport.
When you think about it, though, boxing is an old head sport, bro.
It's a- But I think I know why.
We had Floyd, right?
Well, when we grew up, I feel like even like boxing wasn't like what it used to be. Even like when I grew up, I wasn't watching boxing.
Because it's an old head sport.
but
though.
look,
That's
even with
exactly
Floyd, I
what
wasn't
that is.
watching
So
like that.
growing up, it was Pernell, Roy,
Mike Tyson, the '90s and shit. and
Yeah,
all
but,
that.
but
Bernard. There was a couple names.
Lefty, what's his name? Prince.
The Haitian dude.
Nah, he's Indian. What is his name? Is it
oh, I
Prince
think I know who
Nazim?
you're
Oh, the
talking- yeah,
dude-
yeah, Nazim. Yeah,
Prince
yeah,
Nazim.
I've heard
Prince
of him.
Nazim. It was these dudes coming up in like the early 2000s and late 90s, like that. But I had people again, old people watching.
No, bro. I sporting events were a thing in my house. They were like wrestling and boxing matches were like pay-per-view ordered in my home. I just didn't care to watch boxing. Like
But I think it's
I
because
did.
you see how you go outside and you could go play basketball. There's a park with people playing basketball. You go outside, there's a park with people throwing a football. You go into family barbecues, there's people throwing football.
No one's boxing.
No one's going outside. Yo, bro, you want to go box real quick? Let's go meet up with
Well,
and
nah,
box
me and my
outside.
niggas definitely used to put on gloves. One of my older homies used to make us just toss on gloves and actually box.
I'm fucking weak.
So,
Not the park though.
nah, yeah.
I thought like around your house or something.
Nah, the park inside.
How
like,
many
the,
groups outside of your group was
the
doing
park
that?
inside the buildings? I don't know. I don't know who was doing that. What's name? Like one of my older homies was like, nah, nigga, you gotta make sure your hands is there.
But
You
I'm saying-
never know when shit. You never know when. And nigga, we used to sit there. No, we don't grab each other. Nigga, sit there and shoot your shits.
Don't grab each other.
Don't grab
Listen,
like
but
don't,
That's
'cause-
all I do now.
That's all you
Oh.
yeah, because you do.
Just grab.
Nah, I mean, but I'm saying though, you
I
not
hear you, I know.
you can't you not about to you really can't step your hands up if you sitting there wrestling like if you're sitting there
you're
trying
right,
to
you're right.
wrestle while
You're
you got boxing gloves on. What you about
Yeah,
nah, bro. Like
you're
sit there,
you're absolutely
keep
right.
toe to toe, and you gotta film.
But that's the thing. I don't think people go outside and like, let's go have fun in boxing. I don't think parents promote that.
No, absolutely not. Like one of my older cousins was like tried to tell my mom to get me into boxing, and my mom was like, I'm not letting nobody sit there and punch my son in the face.
But listen,
And I think that's where I got the whole I don't like boxing thing from for real.
but she'll go to your football games, right?
No, but
she never
she
went-
went to my football games, but she hated it. Like she hate like and they told me one time like she was on the phone with my grandmother during the middle of a game and I caught an interception, some wicked shit like one hand, like and she screamed like and she doesn't really know football but she understood like my son did something
good.
like yeah like and my grandma was like your mother screamed I thought you got hurt like. Like, but she like it took my dad like 3 years to convince her to let me play football. Like my dad had to sneak me down there for my
but
first
look,
practice.
But football might be more dangerous than boxing. At least when I'm boxing, there's one person I can see that person right in front of me.
Yeah, but that's not the objective of the game to hurt somebody else.
No.
And that was also pretty good.
Sounds pretty good.
So we talk about shit.
I wish Newtown had a football team.
I don't wish that.
Like,
Because you got to think about it. Our fucking school was terrible athletic. Like terrible.
yeah, when we were
Like,
there,
who
it
was the
sucked.
biggest-
Right
like-
before us, though, they were pretty good at basketball.
No, they were pretty. Yeah, but
They were
I was-
also taller. Like I feel like that team when we first came, like our freshman year was
our
taller.
freshman year, them the fucking Javon, Eddie. There's a bunch of big
Bro,
motherfuckers.
I remember when I was like about to be in high school, middle school. My sister was in Newtown too, and I went to the park with her one day, like Hoffman, and they had like the whole Newtown basketball team scrimmaging.
And then
Everybody dunking.
Everybody.
Everybody.
That's a
Everybody.
fact,
I was like, oh
bro.
nah, this is a lot different than when we was there.
Yeah,
like
that's a
no
fact.
funny shit.
I think there was two
I
people
think-
on like my senior year. It was two people who could dunk.
See, but look, Senior year, we was spazzing though. Cause I remember.
Oh nah, fact.
That's a
Yeah,
fact.
I used to be able to get pretty high.
You know when you come and you dunk, and it's not like a jam type shit.
Yeah.
Like I could come up and do it.
I remember you trying to dunk all the time in gym.
No, but look, I said Hoffman.
This
Oh,
nigga not
Hoffman's
athletic.
Listen, I give you that. I give you that. And now
I was
with
trying
the knee
that
and
too,
everything.
but
Huh?
I was trying that too.
Well,
Listen, man,
I was
it's okay.
I was relatively close, and I feel like both of you niggas got me by a foot.
That's true. He was close.
Yeah, nigga, I've spazzed a couple times. I put that.
He
on.
was quick as hell. I remember that.
You never seen me spaz?
I've seen you spaz.
Okay.
I'm not saying.
Nah, cause you looking like.
Listen, man, I give it to you. I feel like I was good. It's just I just didn't have the athleticism that I
to
should
go
have.
with the actual skill. I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't a
That
thing.
was a slow fuck. That's why I just started shooting.
But I also feel like you didn't take ball seriously at all.
Looking back on it now,
I feel like you
didn't.
I feel
Because
like
if you watch if you watching Nazim play, it's just like, oh,
So,
he's pretty like
he's skillful because
Yeah.
he could shoot his
the
ass off.
mid-range
The
jump
shit
shot.
looked
He
it
got the-
funny.
I wasn't even a shooter though.
But you could shoot though. The shit. I think you relied on your jump shot because you were slow and couldn't
Yeah.
get nowhere.
Yeah, well,
But I think that's also why Rodney relied on his jump shot because he was slow and couldn't get nowhere. And I think we're currently in a generation where people don't take playing defense. Like I enjoy playing defense because you can't talk shit to me.
See, but look,
like
I was
what
an
you gonna tell me if you can't get a bucket on me? Fuck you mean?
See, but look,
like,
I was an
fuck
athletic.
you can't go nowhere.
See, but look-
Stupid. Like the fuck you mean? Like
That's-
and I feel like
That's
it took a minute for like I said something about Rodney one day and then it took everybody like to realize he's right.
Because so listen, bro. So
You say
listen.
he locked you up.
No, he never.
That's what you just said.
So listen. So look,
ahead.
and I've always known this. I'm left-handed, right? I could lay the ball both left and right. But everything I do in my bag,
Have to go left.
I have to go right.
He has to go right.
Oh, you have to go right.
I had to
He's
go right.
he's left-handed,
But listen,
but
you
he's
never
strong.
realize it.
But his in order for him to really be able to
My
do
first step and I have to go right.
Right.
But what I would do is, if like we're playing 1-on-1, I'll be jump
because
shots every now
niggas
and then,
know he's
but I would
left-handed, he'll dribble with his left hand and try and make it seem like he can do shit with his left hand. And he could do shit with his left hand. He's ambidextrous. He could shoot with his left hand, lay the ball up perfectly fine.
So there'll
with
be
his left
times
hand.
it's like, damn, like you got to keep him going right, and then I'll go right. Hezzy, everything
Pull
was
up
right.
every
I could
time.
pull up
I
every
remember
time.
you always do that.
Every time if you
Oh,
want
free
to.
throw line.
But no,
Free throw line. That's his fucking
water
shot.
shot.
That's it.
I fucking hate this.
You never
shit.
would shoot threes like ever.
That's why I can't do it.
But
Don't like the rose
and then
ass.
one day we was playing ball and I was like, why y'all niggas is trying to force him right? You're dumb. Like he's
Well, it's
you're-
the opposite. If they
But
never played
listen,
with him before,
but if
they
you-
don't realize.
But if
No,
you,
but I'm
if
saying-
you played me 1-on-1 and 3-on-3 and played me up, like you'll see, like there's certain things I can do comfortably with my right that I just can't do with my left. Like, I can escape
and
from it
nobody's
comfortably with
paying
my-
that no mind. Like no, the thing that about me is I'm trying to pay
I'll run
attention
through
to what
screen- but look-
what you're doing because I'm trying to get you to not do that. And I was like, yo, y'all do realize Rodney can't go left. He said, "Yo, bro, shut the fuck up."
Fuck up.
What the fuck? Like, what are you talking? Like, why
I'll
you
come off pin downs mid range.
Like, nigga, but niggas is just not paying attention.
Nah, nobody played defense like that, especially like.
Nah, you can't tell me nothing if you can't get a bucket on me. Like,
but
cause
people
I'm
don't
not,
think like
cause
that,
I
bro.
no, but
Some people
cause
don't
me
give a
personally,
shit.
I don't care to score the ball. Like on offense, I don't care to score the ball. I want to get my team involved. Like I rather do that. And niggas would tell me, "Yo, you're overpassing when you could have just like got the
True,
bucket
I remember
yourself."
this.
But bro,
But you couldn't shoot back then either, could you?
Not at all.
Nah,
Yeah,
not at
that
all.
also plays into it. You didn't really have
no,
a
but
choice.
no,
that part.
So
nah,
it's
that's
like-
not true. Cause I
That
can,
part.
nigga, I can get a buck.
No, I'm saying you could
But
drive,
listen,
but you
but
couldn't
listen,
shoot,
but
so-
if you're a dude and knows, like, all right, see, because the thing about Jalen is, I remember playing in high school. Is that I'm not saying you get in his head, but if you disrespect, you know, if a person disrespect
Yeah.
you, like I'll guard him 10 feet away. And like, all right, go pull that.
And that should have fuck with me. It don't fuck with me no more. I ain't-
it's hard not to. Have that.
Nah, but I'm
but
saying
it's the
I would just
truth.
be like, no, this nigga trying to tell me I can't shoot.
I'm
Like,
di-
That's,
he-
hard, that's how I guarded him too.
Listen,
Plus, he's quick. I ain't gonna try to fucking guard you up there.
I'm not
slow
gonna.
as shit.
It's like the fact that and he didn't have a handle, but
the
listen,
fuck
listen,
out of
listen,
here, bro.
listen.
Yeah, he said you don't have shot.
No,
a
no,
handle,
no, no,
or
no,
But the
no,
thing
listen,
about it is,
he
nigga,
was-
I've
he
made,
was smart,
I've made,
but
I've
listen,
dropped niggas, made niggas
No,
spin
no,
like,
listen,
fuck, what you
listen.
talking
But listen,
about?
but listen, stop talking.
Yo, you heard it, bro.
What are you talking about?
Hear me out, because I'll watch. He's strong. He has a first step. He understands like where he likes to put his floaters and stuff like that, and he's just good at being athletic, but he's smart enough to know that he's athletic, and he's good at making reads. The problem is he can't shoot like at all from anywhere. And if it'd be one thing
true.
if he could if he could come in, but he'll throw teardrops. So it's just like if all you're doing is throwing teardrops,
it's not
niggas
like is fucking me up.
So if
bro,
nobody,
you see my physical stature,
if we
niggas
play
will be
you
like,
every day,
he's getting to the rim and he's throwing my body. I didn't try and do that because that shit hurt my back. Like I got a fucked up back, bro.
Niggas an NBA player or a college player and be like, yo, I can beat everybody, but I can't beat my brother. Or I can't beat why? Because you play these niggas all the time. So it's like I know exactly what you're gonna do every single time.
These niggas was beating my ass, bro. Like we playing ball and I felt like I was fighting. Like I would go home. I'll play ball with a white tee, bro, and I would fucking have all types of marks on a white t-shirt. Like I started doing that shit on purpose. Just gonna be like, look, you niggas can't guard me. Look at this. Like, do you see this? Like my shirt is black, nigga. Why is there whelps on me? Like niggas was fucking me up, bro. I don't care, bro. I'm letting you niggas know you can't guard me. Why y'all beating on me? We're playing basketball. I'm here to have fun. Like man, we have a friend. Like I don't know if you remember, we have a friend named Kyle. He's on the ball team.
Talking to him, but I don't think I knew him.
But bro, one day he would be like, yo, we were in practice one day, and I was just half-assing the whole practice, like, cause we fucking practice 6 days out the week, my nigga. Like we practice like we were fucking going to the NBA, bro. Like we're practicing 6 days a week, and we're fucking good. Like we're practicing as soon as like the last class ends. Like I think we start like 3:51 was the bell for the last class at Newtown. We were practicing at 4:00.
You know, Torny like to keep them back.
Nah, it wasn't. Torny was.
You talking
Crawford.
about the kid toucher?
No, I didn't hear you say that. But I'm.
You know he wanted to hold y'all there.
I'm not jacking it.
That's why he kept
y'all
y'all later.
Tony, though. I didn't know.
Nah, Tony was mad cool.
Listen,
but I would have broke his big ass up, let him fucking touch me.
That's why he always wore the pony sweats.
Yeah, I'd have broke his big ass the fuck up.
What size fit did you think he wore? If he wore,
nigga, his head was stupid.
No,
big,
his
nah, but his head. No, his under
right
neck
here
was
was
crazy.
huge.
But his head was like a fucking. You ever? What's that? It's a game
That
where there's a
scares me to look
block
at
that
that.
just drops. You ever see that game where it's a block and it just drops? Like
yeah, was that Tetris or something?
Nah, not when you're making the thing, but it's
I feel like
the
he's just
thing
talking
with a
about
face.
actually taking
Oh,
cinder blocks and
actual-
just dropping the shit. That's what I felt
What
like.
game is that?
I don't know, bro. But niggas say, yo, they told me to come box. You gotta get your hands up. We in the
Wait,
stick.
you guys both played senior on Z?
No, he didn't.
Nah, I played.
wish I played that.
I played junior and senior year, but our senior year we were better. We were more diverse, but the best player on the team was coming off an injury. So I feel like and I also got kicked off the team.
Because remember, because they had picked the team. They had picked the teams. They had picked the teams, but then we had like an instant, like we was play fighting in the hallway. And then
he
Crawford
got kicked
came
off the
out
team. And him getting kicked off the team is what allowed me to be able to try out.
He
did another
kicked us
tryout
and
after
did
he
another
kicked niggas off the team.
And he told niggas that.
And I didn't try out the first time. I didn't try out. Like my shorty at the time was like, try out. You playing basketball with your friends every day.
Exactly.
But I regret playing on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I hated Crawford. My
sister loves Crawford.
Huh?
But she didn't play on the basketball team. So.
But I'm saying though, I hated Crawford. Like I'm
There's
able.
nothing I can do for you, Rashad.
Nah, bro. To be honest with you, like he's a disgusting person.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, bro. He threw I played football, and I feel like playing football, like the coaches are way more vulgar and fucking just disgusting. Yo, bro, he fucking threw a football. He threw a basketball like out into the hallway and made Singh go get the ball. Like he knew Singh and Belvin were happy to be there because they weren't good playing basketball. Belvin was just big and he felt like he could develop him. Like he was 6'3" and had long
And
arms.
what's crazy, bro, is that summer, like I feel like we spent the whole summer working on my game, and I feel like in terms of was that the summer I felt there was a summer where I told you like I just felt like athletic.
Yeah,
it was like
it was going into senior year.
I felt like I had the spring in my step. I had the first step, and I was putting my game together. And even when we had the tryouts and we was running the full court game, like everything was just smooth. The mid range jump shot is falling. I'm working pick and rolls. Like everything is just smooth. And then that shit happens, and it was just like, oh fuck.
I wish I could have played on that shit that year.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you,
Fucking-
you wouldn't. That shit was
I needed to because I never played like before, and I was comfortable in that school. Like, I wasn't comfortable in my other school before I came to Newtown. I was comfortable there. Like I was cool with everybody, and like I could just be me. And I was gonna try out, but like literally like I was like a week or two before. Like remember what's his name? Like, Xavier.
Yeah.
He has to have a fro sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Xavier. I
Yeah,
remember.
Xavier.
He was on the team. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was like right before trials, like a week or two. Like I went up to fucking block his shot, and I came down his fucking foot, dude, and my shit cracked.
What happened to you?
Yeah.
Listen, senior trip, I told my ACL. Not senior trip, senior brunch.
Playing basketball.
Football.
No, I was.
listen-
I remember Torn you. I was like, "Why didn't you play on the team this year?" I was like, "Fuck you, Torny."
And he was trying to fuck you.
That's most likely.
Now, question.
Yeah.
Because
back on it.
basketball isn't your sport now. Mixed martial artist. How's it going?
It's honestly probably the best thing I've ever done before. And I grew up loving like basketball and shit, and football too. But like, I never was in a situation where it was just you, and everything relies on you. There's no team aspect really to it. I mean, that's why I like playing basketball growing up. It was one-on-one. I used to play a lot one-on-one in the backyard and alleyway and parks and shit. But for this, it's just like, it just, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it makes you know who you are in a way.
How's
Because you
that?
want to quit so bad sometimes. Like, you go against guys that are obviously better than you because, you know, I'm rather new, like a year and a half. So if I go against, like, black belts or, like, in jiu-jitsu or something like that, like, I know I'm going to lose.
You know you could die.
But
If you wanted to.
I know
But
if
you
he
know that
wanted
you
to,
shouldn't-
he could stop my life if he wanted to.
But you know
Exactly.
you shouldn't go into a fight thinking you could lose.
It's different, though. It's not like I go into it like it's going to affect me. I already know the outcome. It's like there. It doesn't affect how I perform, though. I'm still going to go after the
But
guy.
I feel like that kind of does affect how you're gonna perform. If you go into anything thinking
Right,
you're going to
I understand what you're
lose,
saying.
I feel like you might already put yourself in the
Right.
situation to.
But in a normal situation or a normal, like maybe a regular sport, I would understand what you're saying. But it's like in second, you already know. Like, you don't think about it, but you know. Like, if you're driving home from the car, like afterwards, you're like, yeah, I already knew I was gonna lose. But in my mind at the time, I'm not thinking that.
See,
I
look
don't
at,
know.
And even though I've never rolled before, I've boxed and sparred. I just look at it as like kind of like, you know how you have like writers prep, like a writers work group, or you're in an art class or whatever. Like, I look at it as one of those things when you're in a realm with people who are just polishing their craft around you. You really just that's what you're doing.
That's what you're doing.
You're just
It's
polishing.
different. I don't know. I understand what you're saying.
no,
I'm with
and
you
I
with
also,
everything
and I
else.
also get what you're saying. But I feel like just in thinking that, I feel like you've put yourself at a disadvantage. You didn't put yourself in the losing situation, but you put yourself at a disadvantage. Because I feel like if I go into something thinking like, yo, this person is significantly better than me, not even significantly better, this person knows what they're doing in this aspect better than I do, I'm not going to perform at my best.
But listen, it's like imagine remember how you used to draw fruit in art? So imagine
no.
But listen, you know how
I
they make
did not.
you, you know how
we
they
had
make
to
you-
actually draw. I
But
did
listen,
not go to
it's
class.
like making
I used to be in art all the time.
But listen, it's like making you draw fruit,
No,
right?
we had art together, right? We had art in gym.
Did we have art together?
Yeah,
We
Mr.
just sit next to me.
No, I sat next
I
to
sat
some
with those
fire
crazy girls
Spanish
in the
girl.
back. I don't even know who the fuck.
God, man. So
Fire Spanish girl.
imagine I'm a yellow belt, you're a black belt, but this is art.
You're a white belt.
White belt. I can be white belt.
Right.
Charge.
There's no yellow unless you're a kid. That's why I'm just saying.
Copy.
Sorry.
So imagine we're sitting here drawing fruit.
Yeah.
We're drawing the exact same thing. We're polishing the exact same thing. He's helping me polish the same thing by doing this. He's probably a way
No,
great,
absolutely. With you
It's
don't
not a
want to do.
competition
You don't
thing.
want to
It's
do
not a
something.
It's not a
You don't
competition
want to
at
do
all.
something with someone who doesn't help you become better at this. Because no, it's no point. If we're both shit at this, we can get slightly better being shit at this. But chances are we're not going to become as good as we can because I'm working with someone who also doesn't know what they're doing. So if me and you are doing something, neither one of us know what we're doing, we're probably not going to get too much better. So I get that. Like, you're helping me develop and helping me understand what this is, what that is. But you're fighting, right?
Like competition wise,
Not
like fighter.
I'm saying you're actually fighting.
I do the stuff, yeah, but I'm not competing for like actual fight right now. I'm not doing
No, and I get that, but I'm saying to help you get further along in what you're trying to do, I feel like that is a help. But just thinking about like
I'm just saying it's one of those things where it's okay to be humble.
no,
It's
you
okay
should.
to-
But all right, for example, if you go outside into a street fight, are you
It's
gonna?
different.
But it's not a
It's
street
different.
fight. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a
But
but
it's my
let-
point, because for this type of sport, it's different. Like, you know everybody there, you're cool with everybody, you know that there's levels to it, but you don't think about the levels to it. You just know. Like, I know
know
my
what this
boy
dude can
Anthony's gonna
do.
fucking kill me, but I don't care. Like, I'm still gonna try to go after him, try to work on my whatever I'm working on. Like, it's not gonna affect my game. I'm not gonna quit easier because I know he's gonna beat me. That's not how it's gonna happen. For every other thing, I'm agreeing with you. Like if I go into a basketball game, because it happens to me growing up. If I go into a basketball game, like, oh shit, these kids are good. Like I don't even know. Like it would affect how I played.
You got to go in there thinking you're gonna bust somebody's ass,
Right.
but when you're rolling, right?
Right.
And you know he knows way more than you, and
Right.
there's a specific thing that you're doing. And you're trying to
Exactly. There's
every
one
single time,
part that
it's-
you're trying to work on that day to get better at.
exactly.
It doesn't matter that he's gonna kick your ass or something. And if you go to the gym, like everybody, like they understand. They want to let you work too. Like the black belts, they know if they want to turn it up, they can turn it up. But let's see what you're gonna do. Like it happens to me all the time. They let me work or stuff like that. But they also fuck me up when they want to. You know what I mean? So it's a good balance of
Exactly.
that. So,
And what got you into the sport?
well, I always liked UFC and shit like that. But in college, me and my friend, I actually found out he was my cousin afterwards because Albanians are crazy. But me and my friend, he knew somebody that had the same class with this guy Anthony, my friend Anthony now, who trained under Matt Serra in Long Island, right? So, and we're all UFC guys. So that friend told him that he was, and they had a conversation. He's like, yeah, I train at Serra. He's like, oh my God, like, can you show me something, stuff like that. I think that's how it started. So they went up, they wanted to start like showing him some stuff on mats at like the dance room in the gymnasium in Queens College. So that's what he started to do. And then he told my friend, my cousin, about it. And then he told me. So I was like, I don't want to start this because if I start it, I'm not going to stop because I already know I would love it. But eventually he convinced me to do it. So we actually formed a little club in QC where it was like, we called it MMA Theory because technically we're not allowed to spar with each other and shit like that. But we would just close the doors and just have at it. Like he would teach us and then we would just, train or whatever. So we'd have people coming and going and stuff like that. And then we fucked them up and they never show up again because like they don't want to get fucked up by college. They're not coming here for that shit.
I'm fucking weak.
Yeah, MMA Theory, like they like, well, it wasn't really that, but so after that, like I didn't have the money or I didn't drive at the time, so I couldn't really go to Long Island because I wanted to go to his place because I'm the type, if I want to do something, I want to go to the best places to go do it. Like I'm not gonna go train some fucking
hole-in-the-wall
BJJ,
gym, yeah.
Fucking nobody knows who the guy is, the instructor. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that. So I wanted to wait till I got all that shit. So I got it together. I ended up joining like last year with my cousin. We both joined, and loved it ever since. Then I started doing Muay Thai there because they have Muay Thai, so I started doing that. Stand up is a lot harder than you fucking think.
Listen,
bro.
when you look at
it's
when
so
you look at the
crazy.
elite Muay Thai, like I told you I started watching Glory. A lot of it because Israel Adesanya, who when you talk about like what would if there was no Conor McGregor, he probably would have been or is going to be that next guy, the big promotion. He got me into Glory. And you're watching them in terms of how they throw punches and set things up, like it's completely different. And when you watch Muay Thai, it's completely different. The way they throw their kicks, the way they set.
It is a different sport in itself.
Different.
It is. It's hard. Like how like they compare like Conor versus Floyd. Oh, Conor boxes and stuff, and people are like, well, it's a different sport. It is technically a different sport. It's not the same. But
because you took off gloves, and you just allowed them to fight. Conor beats the shit out of Floyd.
different.
But in terms of boxing, because I don't look at
Rule
MMA.
sets and shit.
Yeah, I don't look at MMA as
What are
a
you gonna say? Go ahead.
No,
What are you
I
gonna say?
know. Yeah, I
you
was
gonna
gonna say
say?
anything. I was gonna ask a question. Damn.
And
Well,
I
that's
think
a
I saw
defensive-
you made a fit.
no. It was
No, no. It was. I was about to fix my face to say something. I wasn't. I was asking.
'Cause I was
do
gonna
you
say
not feel
MMA
like
mhm.
Conor doesn't
What?
he doesn't train in the art, like he doesn't do cardio.
Like
I think that what took him out of that, because I think
separate cardio.
yeah.
Besides actual like.
beside actually
sport.
fighting, because that's completely different. Like you have to think about me. If I'm sitting there, like I don't know if there's a video of Adrian Broner, who obviously is not the best example of boxing, even though there was a point
Well,
in
he
time
was
where
supposed to be like really.
no,
good,
but
right?
he was fucking people up early on. He lost his last couple.
You know what? With him, if you ever watch him, the moment he fights a dude that hits harder than him and is as fast as him,
Yeah.
he doesn't let his hands go. Cause like, damn, if I change levels, he might knock me the fuck out.
But I also
That's
no,
the
but,
game, you know.
But that's
tough.
what.
But he
that's how
also just
fights.
might not have the confidence in his jaw. Paul.
You see where that went?
No, I'm just saying. Think about it. He didn't throw against Pacquiao.
But Pacquiao hits harder.
No,
than
and
him.
I know.
Pacquiao hits harder than him.
No, and you're
You
absolutely
seen Pacquiao versus Thurman? Oh my!
no, and I get that. But what I'm saying is, I'm just saying when you think about it, like, if I don't feel like I can compete, like, if I feel like I gotta stay in my pocket so you don't knock me the fuck out, obviously I'm not going to throw as many punches because I don't want to give you the opportunity to be able to hit me back. Like Pacquiao as far as counters is not Floyd, but he's a good counter puncher.
See, but there's different types of counter punches. So like Floyd is one of those dudes who can. I think he does every aspect of counter punching. He can do it off the move. He can do it off the back foot. He can do it in the stationary. Pacquiao is one of those dudes where especially a lot of Mexican fighters that have that thing where they're there.
No, he's not Mexican, right?
But I'm saying it's a Mexican style.
Okay.
Where they're sprawlers. They want to get here right in pocket range, phone booth range, and they just want to go at it. And right in this realm.
Really racist.
What are you about to say?
Mexican niggas could take a punch.
That's not racist.
It's not.
It's stereotypical. It's not racist because it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Taking a punch?
I don't feel like grouping somebody in. I feel like maybe the part that I think is this racist about it, like just because it's not racism doesn't always necessarily have to be a negative thing. Do you feel like? Like
I think stereotypes are derivative of truth. So it's just
I
like.
agree. Well, they could.
They
could
be.
They could and they couldn't be. But that's. But I don't
It
think
came
that's
somewhere.
racist to say that
Just
Mexicans could take a punch. You could see the stereotype is Mexicans could take a punch.
But see, look, in terms of the style, a lot of them have that style where they just get in phone booth range and they just want to be here with
that's where they
hooks
come
and just
from.
let it.
That's their style. Back where they come from.
Where counterboxing is like
stereotypical.
Counterboxing is a black thing.
Stop playing it. This guy's trying to throw. He's Steve Burrow. He's trying to throw us under this.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm saying. I said this might be like so. Before I say it, I don't want anybody to say,
"Oh man, I don't want to do what you guys are doing." Right
no,
now.
that's crazy. That is not what I did at
I
all.
think that's nothing.
But I'm saying, I do agree. Like I feel like when you watch, and I agree with you. But I'm saying I feel like that might just be where they come from. I'm not about to shy away from this punch. Like I'm not about to shy away from it. We about to sit here and go toe to toe and duff each other.
See, but look, but that's the thing. There's different types of counter strikers. Because Pernell is, I think, if Floyd is the number one, I think Pernell to me is like the number 2. Like he's 1B to because Pernell just he was a dude that put his hands down and just. And then the right would just come straight down the middle, and he just showboat, and he could do that against anybody. But again, there's different types.
I think Roy was pretty good at that as well.
You said Roy Jones Jr.?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
See, but look, Roy Jones was just like physically gifted. I can't think of another physically gifted like.
But he just couldn't take a punch.
He could.
Okay.
Early in his career, he could take a punch. Because remember, he was undefeated for a minute.
Yeah, but that's because niggas couldn't touch him.
Once
you touched him up, nigga, it was a different thing.
And he was one of those dudes. And again, there's a lot of sports like this, a lot of guys where they don't know their time. Where if he leaves after he wins the heavyweight championship, he's pound for pound the greatest of all time. Talking about a guy who's won 6 divisions, a guy who's beaten GOATs, like he's beaten what's son, old dude, middleweight. Really fundamentally sound vegan.
Not a boxing guy.
Damn, bro.
I feel like we told
Bernard Hopkins.
I feel like we both.
Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins is considered one of the greatest middleweights of all time. He's one of the greatest boxers, fundamental boxers of all time. And he beat Bernard.
I'm asking, is he considered? Oh, I didn't. I'm not well versed in boxing. I didn't know. I felt like he's just somebody who fought for a long ass time, won some titles because he's fought for a long ass time.
He started boxing late, and as he got older, he seen that his body. Your body gets older. You're not gonna be able to do the same things. He made it a thing to get great at boxing.
Yeah.
So especially when you say the Conor and Floyd thing, I look at MMA as an art. I look at boxing as a sport. So it's just like in the sport of boxing, I don't think you're gonna hitting and not being hit. There's no one better than Floyd. Mm-hmm. So when you talk about landing the punch, when you talk about watching that matchup, because they talk about Conor landing the uppercut and stuff like that. You got to remember, they fighting in 12-ounce gloves.
Yeah, it's different.
It's not fists. It's different.
He kind of got him a little bit.
He did, but it's not fists. Like,
no. But in that context, like that, the reason why I was about to say something, he was like, "Oh, you about to?" I was saying, I feel like the fight early on wasn't as clear. It wasn't as apparent as it was later on in the rounds. And I feel like it might have just been, not saying that obviously Floyd is a better boxer, but I'm saying, and I'm just saying when you think about it, I think it had something to do with his lack of conditioning. At one point in time, bro, he was really like Conor was punching like that. Like he threw like
He
a
threw a hammer fist.
Yeah.
MMA type shit.
Nah, but
But if you watch Floyd is notorious for not watching film on niggas. He's notorious for finding out the type of fighter you are in mid-fight. Like, he'll fill you out the first 4 rounds. He doesn't care if you were round 1 through 4.
But he's also in like fucking great physical shape.
But listen,
because
that's why he's able
his
to do
fights
that.
go
But
the
didn't they
distance
say
just
he
about
didn't
every
even train
fucking
for
time.
that fight? Didn't they say that?
Yeah, he said, yeah,
was
he
eating
saw
Burger
this.
King
He
and
saw
shit.
this sit-ups and push-ups for that shit.
I believe it, to be honest.
I believe it too.
I don't believe it.
You don't think so?
No,
I believe it.
bro. He was in.
That's why he started so slow.
You
He's
gotta
like, I gotta relax a little.
He was in the. He's in fucking. I don't think.
Well, he's always in great shape.
But I'm saying though, if you
Was he in
didn't,
training camp shape for that fight?
I think so.
Think
When
so?
you, I don't think that he was
I
in
don't think
training
so.
camp shape. He looked slightly heavier in that fight against the fucking Chinese kid.
Well, that was.
But I don't feel like he was in shape. I don't think he was.
No, but I'm just saying. But I'm saying, think about.
But
it.
again, look, the Chinese dude, I forgot the name is.
I don't know his name.
If they were
and
to
I don't,
fight
and
without
I don't know if he was actually Chinese or something else. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's racist.
Asian, I'm about to say Asian. Let me say Asian.
No,
Racist. I don't know.
tough.
If they didn't have gloves and it was just you allowed him to get in a street fight, he probably fucks Floyd up. But in the sport of boxing, you put a boxer.
Right.
But what is he? But isn't that guy just isn't that guy a boxer?
He's a
Nah,
kickboxer.
he's a Thai. I think he was a
Muay
Thai
Thai?
jitsu. It was Thai jitsu kickboxing. Like
He's a kickboxing shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he
See,
does-
look, I didn't
he had
know
fucking
that. I thought he was
yeah.
just I thought he was a boxer. Like
No.
I didn't really see anything aside from like Floyd knocking him out. So I
Tenzin
didn't
or
give
some
a-
shit. Tenzin something.
Tenzin Chu.
Some shit like that.
He fucked him up, bro.
He knocked him out.
He killed. Yeah, everybody was like, "Yo, that shit look fake."
Nah, I did. I thought it was.
It
I
didn't
thought
look
it was
fake, but it
I thought
definitely
it
wasn't.
wasn't
though.
fake.
It
Nah,
wasn't.
I thought it was like a joke for
Bro,
real.
Floyd is.
And that dude was like, that kid was supposed to be like, he's supposed to be like special.
He's supposed to
like,
be. He's like what? How
But
old
he
is like
probably
17 or
isn't.
something?
young.
But he
He's
probably
mad
isn't.
young.
He probably isn't. You got to think about it though. Like, you ever been hit by a grown man?
Yeah.
Like,
I got
well,
hit by a UFC fighter by
but-
accident,
But I'm saying though, think about.
busting my nose.
I'm
bro.
about-
No,
Can
but
I-
I'm
It's that bad.
But
Not
I'm
even
saying
s-
though, think about being hit by a grown man. Think about grown man strength, nigga. Like nigga, we was playing ball out like the park across the street
know
from
what
your
you're
crib
saying.
that you used to live by. And nigga, I went up for a layup and some like 6'6" nigga with dreads like grabbed me, and I was like, nah, that's what grown man strength is. Like
He was
like,
an ock. I remember
he was
that
like,
day. He was an ock.
nah, he
Same with
was,
me. I
bro.
tried
And,
to post up some guy who was shorter than me, and I wouldn't move him.
You'd be surprised.
He was like in the military or some shit. I couldn't move the guy.
but
And
I'm
he was
saying
smaller
that's
than
what
me.
But I'm saying that's what it is.
I
Like,
felt like a little bitch.
But speaking about your gym, now I
Yeah.
want to say this before I go and go off with a rant or whatever. I'm a big fan of Iaquinta.
I love that guy.
I love Iaquinta.
Such a nice dude too.
I believe it. When I no, do you think, bro? When I think about how much praise he got for just surviving against K.B.M, like it was cool the first couple months around, but I feel like how long that fight was like 3 years ago.
No, was it 3 years now? It's been 3 years.
That fight was
I'd say 2 maybe. Well, regardless, I know it was
a
a while
long
ago.
time
Yeah,
ago, but that's the thing that he glorifies, surviving against K.B.M. You know what I mean? Coming off 2 weeks notice of fighting K.B.M.
Yeah.
Not real, and it was crazy is they do that. They glorify him for that. Not admitting the fact that K.B.M. was supposed to fight Tony, didn't fight Tony.
Yeah.
Was supposed to fight Max. Max couldn't wait, and then last minute they got Iaquinta. So he's talking about 3 different dudes fight 3 different types of ways, and he came in on 2 weeks' notice and he beat you. Like no one gives him that. I guess because Iaquinta wasn't ranked at the time, but it's just
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Wasn't as like one of the top guys.
But
at
if
the
you seen
time.
him fight at the
I was a
time,
beast.
he was a beast.
I was a beast.
Now, granted, I do
He
think
didn't have the recognition. I don't think he didn't have the recognition. I think that's what it came down to.
I see
mean,
that.
because even when he beat Jorge, people thought he lost the fight. So because he got
'Cause that was a
hurt,
close- that was a
like,
close fight.
lot. So I understand how that is. He's the fucking man though.
No, it is, but it's just like
Aljo's a fucking man. He killed me a few times. He's a fucking
I'm a big Aljo fan.
He's a man.
I want him to get that Cejudo fight so
Oh,
bad.
he was violating him on Twitter. Did you see
Yeah.
that shit?
But look, that's crazy, man. But see what you got to do to get a title fight.
No, you gotta make that draw and shit.
Do you see who he's beating, bro?
Doesn't matter, bro. That's what I'm saying with the UFC. They can do this because they're in control of everything. That's what we were talking about Jalen before with the whole. Do you think like Dana has the same amount of money, or why is it that they're not paying their fighters this and that? It's because they're in control. Like you want to go to the UFC. The UFC will find anybody that is really good, but you want to go there. They're the major leagues. You know what I mean?
No,
now
but-
now it's starting to like Bellator is starting to get people like on other fighting promotions too. So it's getting a little better with that.
But you bring up my point because now you have to self promoting now. But now you see guys going out of character. Like I watched a video of him talking to Ariel Hawani, and usually Al's real like humble,
Yeah,
like when he's
chill.
talking or whatever. And unless he's talking about Kevin Lee, which I don't mind. I'm here for
That's
all the.
everybody out of gym.
But listen, but he's wilding on Dustin Poirier and it's like Dustin.
Yeah, Al and Dustin are going back and forth too today.
My thing is, and if I'm Dustin, I'm not take. I think he wins only because it's like I look at Al. When I watch Al, I look at him as a poor man's Dustin in the sense of, I think in terms of how Dustin gets off his left hand and how Al gets off his right hand, I think he's better at hiding the right hand. I think changing levels with hands, he's better. I think moving around, Al gets real heavy on that lead foot and will throw ones and twos, which pisses me off because I know he's better than that, bro. And it gets me so mad when he does that. Especially being a shorter dude, I would expect him to fight longer. Adding more kicks to the repertoire, trying to throw off timing, hide the right hand. But it seems like everything he wants to turn into a boxing match. And it's cool when you do it.
When they're boxing you back.
Yeah.
When they're doing other
But
stuff.
when you got Cerrone out here, front kick, he got all types of shit in his tool
Yeah,
shed.
and he's going to use them.
And Hooker,
Al does too, but Al doesn't use them as much. He doesn't.
you got to get comfortable. Because Hooker, I'm a big Hooker fan. I love Dan
Hooker,
Hooker
when that
is
fight
a
was
fu-
announced, I was like,
That's
Hooker's
a bad.
tough
I'm
fucking
like, that's
guy.
a tat.
It's
Oh,
a tough
man.
fight for him. But it is what it is.
Hooker's one of those dudes where it's like he has so many things in his tool sheds, he knows it. Where it's just like if he's fighting a dude that's fighting one dimensional, like Al does on occasion,
Yeah.
it's just bad. I would have never took that fight. I wouldn't have seen him fight Felder. I thought that would have been a better matchup for him because I feel like Felder would get into
That would
that.
be a good fight.
That'd be a good fight. But he's
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
so Dominic Reyes, John Jones.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm listening.
I think John won. I mean, listen, I'm not going to
But you got to tell me why though,
All right,
because I'm okay, but I got to know why.
I rewatched it again. Watching it the second time, I didn't think like when I was watching it live, I thought Dominic was like putting it on him early.
Facts.
I was like, what the fuck? Like this looks bad for John. And then at fourth and fifth round, I thought like John evened it out kind of. So I was like, it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
And rewatching, I was like, Dominic was doing well, but he wasn't landing as much as I thought he was landing.
I agree.
Really wasn't.
I agree.
So the fact that somebody gave him the second round, and I watched the second round, I was like, Dominic had his moment, that big moment of flurry, but he didn't do much in again.
I think he hit him once in that.
He didn't hit him a lot. I was like, the second round, you could have gave it to John.
See, but the thing about John is that John has this thing where, and I think it's his biggest strength and his biggest flaw. He's patient. He's real patient. He'll pick you apart. He'll move forward. He'll make reads. I don't think he was throwing enough in the second round.
I think John has this problem in a lot of his fights where, like, if he notices that, like, their stand-up is, like, he can get hit, that's when he kind of, like, even with Thiago Santos' fight, like, even the guy has a broken leg, like, a fucked up knee, and he was still scared to go after him, like,
See,
go
but-
after
but-
him. I think he's very cautious in that way, like you were saying, to your point.
And that's my problem because, when you look at the Thiago fight, I think in all his close fights, you can pick things out. Like I've noticed that he'll do this thing where it's like, if you're great at something, I want to prove I could beat you in that. So you watch the Gustafsson fight.
Yes, I agree. That's like him. But
Gut-
that's what makes him.
That's what makes it him.
Because he's still doing it.
He
It's
is.
fucking sick, to be honest with you.
He's amazing, but
guy's
I watched
crazy.
Gustafsson's fight. It's like, all right, his boxing.
The first
isn't-
one or the second one?
The first one. The first one is like his boxing isn't there. Like his
When
ability
he's on
not
coke,
to get
maybe.
hit.
It's hard to judge that fight looking back now. The second time around, he looked good.
No, but he didn't let him get any. He didn't let him get his timing off. He didn't let him
Fucked him up.
He dictated range. He threw off timing. He made sure that he never got comfortable. You watch that fight, Gustafsson, another dude. My biggest beef is when you have guys that are good with their hands. They're throwing ones and twos and power hunting.
Yeah.
Gustafsson's a dude that will throw 3, 4, 5 punch combinations. He's throwing one punch at a time. He's not changing levels.
Yeah, it's tough. It's so easy to say it, but like I do the same thing. I'm like, why isn't he doing that? But until you're in that situation,
Yes, fact.
it's
You're
fucking
right.
crazy.
Because I remember the oblique kicks, the kicks to the
Yeah,
shins.
yeah.
It was just like, John,
like, what the
John throws those in volume.
Yeah, it adds up. He's
It
a point
does.
guy, big time.
Big
No,
time.
fuck Gustafsson up though. Which is interesting because I always felt like John struggled with guys who are like tall as him and like lengthy as well, and he has notoriously. But the rematch with Gustafsson, he did really well, and so maybe a rematch helps him out better. But Thiago was pretty tall, dude. Like he struggled with Thiago's
He's like
power.
6'2", 6'3".
He struggled with Reyes is taller than him. Reyes can box. It was tough. But here's the thing, like, but John couldn't even take Reyes down like that. Like, he took him down, but he didn't hold him down.
I'm about to say. So my
I don't
next
know
question
how,
is
like, how do I score or how do I think they score?
because
that?
and that's another thing. That's why. So let me see. Because how did he say it? Because I was watching the Dan Hardy and the Mark Gardner interview, and he's basically saying the way it's scored is effective striking and grappling.
Right.
Whatever the fight.
What does effective grappling mean?
I don't know
what is the inside to that?
I guess advancing into, because in my head, if I get full mount,
Right.
it was starting on the sport. If I get a dominant position, that's effective. If I get you back, if I get full mount,
John didn't have any of that.
he didn't have any of that. When I think of effective striking, I think if I'm hitting you with a purpose and I'm causing damage, I felt like both of them was putting on poker faces.
Yeah.
But first fight, the optics is like, yo, Reyes is. I've never seen Reyes has a nasty left hand, especially at that size. But I'm watching him change levels with left hand, the right hand, throwing straight lefts to the body, which I've never seen anybody do against Jones. Just throw
He has the length to do it.
He got the length to do it. Throwing the kicks, meeting every time John threw a calf kick, he met him right back with a calf kick of his own.
He was doing well.
But I don't.
I think it's effective grappling to have a guy trip you, have his arms wrapped around your waist, and get up like nothing and turn around and shake his hands off every single time he did that. I think to me that says a lot about Reyes as well. Like,
It does, but again, you don't get points. I don't think I get points for not getting hit. You lose points for not hitting me. So I think even with sprawling,
but that's a little different though, because in grappling, once you have your hands locked, it's hard to shake someone off. I mean, when John started shooting, I think it was like third round or so. Like they were really sweaty, so that definitely plays into it. But
Yeah.
if somebody has their arms wrapped around you, like I could attest to that. Like it is so hard to shake them off. And Reyes was doing it against the guy who nobody could do that against. Every time
Listen,
John gets somebody down, he keeps them fucking
what
down.
he did, DC might be the best MMA, not wrestler, but MMA wrestler,
too.
and
Like-
he's really just like
And he could, you know, that's why it's like it says a lot about Reyes and his potential eventually. But
So
I don't know.
so I don't mind John winning, and I'm okay with it. I could see how you make that argument. My only thing is when you talk about controlling the cage, ring control.
It's a big pet peeve.
That's the thing that I don't think we fully agree on, because it's one thing when I retreat. Reyes was circling. He's doing what you're supposed to do, which is circling and making him pay, throwing shots at angles.
He was. Excuse me. But John was still walking forward, and he was having him against the cage. So if Reyes had to have circle, because that was Reyes' only option. He can't stay there and
But
just
but
get
that's
hit.
it. That's the thing. Tiago was doing it, and I feel like Tiago, in terms of controlling the octagon, Tiago was losing, but he would have made John pay for it, because I think John is disgusting in close range, like that nasty
The elbow.
dirt. He's nasty. It's
I've
scary.
seen a lot of places.
He's
Yes, I understand.
he's
Yeah.
violent there, bro.
Yeah, he's crazy with that
And
shit.
Tiago, he wasn't doing it with Tiago. We're just like Reyes was just circling out. Even when they was in the middle, there was times where I've never seen anybody like really make John retreat, because there was times where John gave Reyes his back and was running. I feel like in terms of controlling the octagon,
Yeah, but I feel like that only happened when Reyes put together like a lot of combos, and he thought maybe he hurt John. He pressed him forward, but then right after he realized like John was able to head movement and get out of there, John was right back into taking the center, pushing him back, and then Reyes circling.
see,
again.
but I feel like I don't feel like you should lose. There should be a rule that still, if I don't lose points for circling, I should lose points for retreating.
But that is not circling is retreating, but where he was circling, he was backing up, and he had nowhere to go, so you have to circle.
Because that's
which
like
is
saying
good,
if
which
I'm
is-
a counter striker, and
yeah, but Connor's a
time-
counter striker.
But see, look, Connor is one of those dudes where he'll. I don't look at him as a dude that moves, that pressures forward, and like
Does a
he'll
lot,
he'll
though.
pressure forward and pressure back. Like you watch the Eddie Alvarez fight, where just like there was never a point in time where he was completely pressuring Eddie. He would give him like a false sense of space. He was throwing off timing, and then he was just hiding the left hand. Like the whole time he's just throwing off timing and giving you this mirage of him being there. And I think that's what makes him, after John, the best guy in terms of range management. Like that's how I look at Connor. But take Anderson. Anderson doesn't move forward. Anderson Silva was a guy that.
Yeah, he was. I don't even know. He was a different breed.
Yeah. So you mean to tell me every time he's moving backwards, he's losing? That's crazy. It all depends on who you. If it's all dependent on who you fight and make.
Well,
make
if
your,
you're moving backwards and you're not getting touched and you're hitting him still, it's a little different. Because doesn't it go like striking, grappling, octagon control? So the striking is first. Like you're moving backwards, technically yes, but you're hitting him. He's not hitting you, so that's a little different. I feel like.
But I felt like that was the thing with John and Reyes because he was circling it. He was hitting John. Now again, I watched it twice, just like you watched it.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like Reyes was landing things I thought he was landing.
He wasn't. It's crazy, right? Because live, you're like, holy shit. I think it's the anticipation because you never see John get like gone after. Like some people go after John, so you're thinking it landing.
As soon as the fight starts, he just throws it.
Yeah, I was like, who's this fucking kid think he is?
But I think there's such thing as commentary bias.
Oh, I mean that's especially with Rogan. Like, that's definitely
because watch the first Gustafsson the first Alexander Gustafsson fight on mute, and it's a completely different fight.
Oh yeah,
I had John winning like
it influences you even if you don't think it does. I noticed that with myself too. Like where I think a certain way, and then once I hear them say something, I'm like my brain's telling me to think something else. I'm like, why am I thinking something else?
See, but watch that fight without when I watched it, I was like
the first Gustafsson fight.
Yeah, the first Gustafsson fight.
Who do you think won that fight?
I got Jones winning,
Right.
but it was more decisive when I watched it. When I watched it with on mute.
I agree.
Where when I watched the Reyes fight, I had Reyes just cleanly winning 3 rounds too.
Okay.
But when I watch it on mute, it's like, damn, that second round is. And that third round was more. I think more the second round than the third. Even though I know a lot of people have the third everywhere, but that second round was like you're throwing, you're not landing. He's pushing forward, he's still throwing the kicks, and I'm starting to see you slow down just a little bit.
Yeah, he was slowing down. John was still being aggressive, trying to take him down, this and that. So I can see how they give to. Besides that first round. There's not. You can make art like.
I think there's only 2 rounds. I think there's only 2 rounds.
Which
like
ones?
where the first and the fifth, where I know exactly who won those rounds.
Okay.
Like even the 4th round was like Reyes was still throwing. You've seen him slowing down. You've seen you've seen Reyes slowing down, but he was still throwing. He was still circling, and he was sprawling everything. Just because you take me down, if I come back up to my feet, Jones wasn't doing anything in the clinch, so it was just.
Couldn't.
I'm okay with that being a
Wait, but you told me you couldn't see how John got 4 rounds. So looking back and now, do you still think like that's so far fetched if he would have got 4 rounds? And don't take into account the fact that that judge was fucking stupid for the rest of the night. But just for that fight.
All right, so I'll say this because we have like 5 minutes. So I'll say I'm not okay with having 3 refs. I think 3 refs isn't enough.
Judges,
and I think it's placement. Because even when you think about it, like one ref's on one end, what if they're fighting right in front of me? If they're fighting on the other side,
the cage is hard to see that shit.
You feel me? I either feel like I was watching an interview and I think Big John said, or not Big John, Goddard. He was like, I would rather one ref. I mean, I would rather not one ref, one judge. And then he was like, in back home, Britain, you fighting the amateurs, the ref is the judge. That shit dawned on me. It's like, if I had to pick somebody to gauge the fight, why wouldn't I pick the person that's right there the whole time? That's
interesting. I never thought about that.
Because you have them at these weird angles. Because I remember watching the GSP Big Rig fight. Big Rig fucked GSP up. And this is before they did the rule changes where impact mattered.
Yeah. But
I think one ref gave everybody had the same score sheet, but one ref gave round 1 to Big Rig while the other 2 gave it to George. And it was only because they were fighting right in front of the ref, and George tried to shoot on Big Rig, and you just seen the elbows and the elbows. He could see what the elbows were doing.
Mm-hmm. But I think the problem with that is the dress job is technically supposed to just make sure they're following the rules.
I understand.
So to ask him to now judge the fight also, it's a lot for a ref. And it's one person, so all the blame was going to go to that one guy.
There's another space. There's enough space to have a second ref.
You think so?
I think so.
Or at least maybe have one that around judges, the cage, on top maybe or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I feel like either that or we're going to have to add, because 3.
There's a better way.
Yeah, because I think it's like the rule 10. 10 people will say this guy, 3 people say this guy, 3 people say this guy, 4 will be on the fence.
Yeah.
So I don't think 3 is enough. Because when I watched it the second time, and you look back up to it, I could see John winning the second. 3 was debatable, and 4 was debatable. I could see it 4-1. Just like I think I had seen it one time, and that's why I was like, "What the fuck? How did he get 4 rounds in 1?" But
looking back, but that's also even more so than just having 1 or whatever. I think if you're gonna have the 3, at least have them have experience, like fighting or being around fighting, like. These guys, some of them have no experience like at all. Well, why can't you? I think you should have fighters be the fucking judges, if anything.
But I think there's bias. I think you should have refs be the judges. Just not even if you don't have the ones in the ring.
Okay.
You should have refs be because
But that's my point. Somebody around the community
that
that
knows the
that
rules,
shit.
that knows
Yeah.
that that's
I'm down with that. Or if you're gonna have fighters, don't have a D Wade situation where you fucking.
that was crazy. He
Oh,
really
don't-
ruined.
I lost some respect, man. Like that's fucked up. Like I feel bad for Gordon. Like he deserved to.
I
win
feel
that
bad
shit.
for Gordon because it's like I do feel like he's a dude that could win both the 3-point contest and only
Bro,
because
he won both those dunk contests.
Not-
I love Levine.
the first
I
one was
think
debatable. I can
Gordon-
see it.
But Gordon did dunks I never seen before.
He did dunks.
The first one too.
I only seen it in the D League.
The first dunk contest.
Because
one?
I remember
The mascot shit.
the mascot over. Like I've seen that in the D. Like you go to D League, bro, it's different. It's a different animal when they do dunk contests.
I understand. No, I get that. But like, I don't know. I feel like he got robbed. I feel bad for him.
See, but look, I'm okay with the first one. I wanted because I thought he won the first one too. This one he won. There should be no debate.
Nothing.
But you should have people who've been in dunk contests.
Yeah, fucking Candace Parker.
What the fuck is Candace?
Fucking Black Panther, bro.
What the fuck is Chadwick Boseman
Come on,
doing?
man. Come on, man. They was talking about. It was funny on Twitter. They was talking about why Michael Jordan it never come back to the All Star weekend because they used to gut on his ass
Damn.
when he was the judge. Remember that shit?
It's been a minute.
He
It's
never. He
been a-
hasn't been there.
it's been-
He's never coming back.
That's
I think I
crazy.
tweeted that. Some shit. Somebody did that.
It should be winners. It should be winners.
I mean, it had that. It had Jordan, Dominique. They had it at one point. Julius.
Because
Because now
I feel
they're
like,
just like
when you
here's
put dudes
celebrity
that
shit.
are athletic and they know, because I think even Dwight did
The
some.
statue.
He did the
we
statue,
paused?
but he paused
Yeah.
and
Looking back on that?
looked crazy, bro. I'm
He
just
got
like-
some hate that dunk contest.
He got some hate. He got some hate.
What is what it is, bro? I hope like Gordon didn't miss out on no money. Did he miss out on money from that shit?
I don't think that's for money.
No.
I don't think any
no,
of the-
no type of.
Remember, they do everything for charity.
Okay.
So if a guy wins, they
Well, that's
donate.
what I hope. I hope he wasn't losing money on that.
Nah, he's
shit,
not losing
because
any
He should
money.
have made mad fucking bread off that.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But real quick before we leave,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the light heavyweight division?
I think it's fucking ass.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I never was a fan of Corey Anderson. Never. I never really watched the guy who just fought Blachowicz. I don't know
John?
his name.
Mhm.
Yeah. But from what I hear, he's solid. I think maybe I watched one of his fight. Ozdemir is solid, but these guys are not beating him. No one's beating him.
But
in
I
that
think
division.
I think it's fucked up to judge them on how they scale against the GOAT.
But even against themselves, like they're not drawing people. They're not. To me, they're not the best of the. Like I don't know.
See, but look, if they were so ass, the guys who fight at middleweight should be able to go up and be them. I'm not gonna say
Yeah,
be
I hear what you're
themselves,
saying.
but they should be able to do it because
But they're not gonna do that. They're smaller. Why would they do that?
see, but look, but Weidman's 6'3".
Wyman could do it.
But then that's what I'm trying to say is Weidman's 6'3".
But Wyman is also
Luke is huge.
way past.
But I to some extent I agree, but I just think that it's evolved the athleticism, the size, and the skill have kind of caught up to that division.
Yeah.
Mostly the size.
The sport is really caught up to that.
But think about it: Lyoto Machida, Vitor Belfort, Rashad Evans, they wouldn't be light heavyweights today in their prime.
No.
They'd be middleweights.
Yeah.
So when I think about John fighting these dudes and beating these dudes, he's beating the shit out of what is considered now a middleweight. So now he's fighting dudes who are long enough to touch him. I don't think Thiago's the most skilled dude.
No.
Thiago's big enough to fuck shit up.
Do you think John loses to anybody in the division right now?
Oof. I think he beats John.
Is that the next fight?
No, they're not. But he just knocked out Corey Anderson.
But it's not the next fight to make though.
I think the next fight's honestly, bro. You know what I want to see? I want to see Gustafsson and Reyes. I think that'd be
Didn't
cool.
Gustafsson retire?
They say that.
Is he gonna come back?
I'm about to say they say that.
That'd be a sick fight for him.
That'd be a sick fight. I feel like that'd be a fight. I know y'all gonna stand up,
Yeah.
and we're gonna see the best dudes go at it. I even think Lionheart fighting John
Second time.
Balakowicz, whatever his
Oh.
name is. I don't want to
Yeah.
see him fight John again.
No.
He
That was a weird fight.
it was a
weird.
weird fight because it just felt like
I feel like he knew that he was losing. He was just gonna lose.
it was like the Tyron
Weird.
and Usman fight.
Yeah, it was like
Like he wasn't there.
I don't know. It was weird. Very, very like
It just,
that.
it
yeah.
just felt like he
Very
just
much
wasn't there.
that. I don't know.
Wasn't there before.
Sorry, I'm late though.
No.
I
it's-
tried to drive like a dumbass.
I told you, bro.
Because I thought like if I went to like 10th Avenue all the way down there, like they would have like metered parking, but that wasn't commercial. But the fucking whole place is commercial. I have to end up parking that far and then like taking a train.
Because
like,
I thought about driving to Woodside and then just taking the train over
Yeah,
here.
right,
Because
right.
I think I'd have found, but
I would have
that's
took the
a
train. I would have took the train, but I'm going to train right after this. So
I'm about to say, you got to work, right?
no, I'm gonna go fucking to the gym, go train.
Oh, what time you got to be there? What time you got to leave?
6 is class, so I'm probably head out right now.
Listen, bro, it's always good.
I appreciate it.
Always good. Hope this
This is
is
dope. I like this. It's dope.
I'm trying, bro. This
This
is
is sick. I like the name because I don't know her name, but she came out to get me and she was like, "Are you here for the kettle, the boy in the room?" And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Because that's wrong. I was like, "Oh shit, yeah,
it's
it's dope. I like it."
so it's a play on. Remember the pot called
Yeah.
Kettle Black?
Yeah.
So it's just adding another
dope.
sequence to that.
It's
So it's
I like it.
it's something I'm working on, bro.
I like the setup. You ever think about like getting your own like equipment and shit and doing it somewhere?
That's the next step.
Next
Like,
step, yeah.
all this is to promote my journalism aspirations, my writing aspirations,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
It's
just
good, man.
yeah, bro.
Taking initiative. I like it. It's
I'm
dope.
trying.
It's dope.
That's what I'm saying. I want to make this. This is the first time I've done it with other people. Because like the last 5, I've just been fucking around with myself just to get the confidence and get the tweaks out and get comfortable. But this one felt good.
Yeah,
This
was
it
good.
felt real good.
I wish I was here earlier. It would have been better, but
Listen,
it
bro,
was good
it's
seeing
fine.
Jalen. I didn't think he was gonna be here.
Listen, because I had given him an hour because he had asked. So
Oh, yeah.
it was an hour. It was an hour between you coming here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna have us like gauging on whatever we had to talk about.
Yeah.
End off on sports, and then we would get into the D Wade stuff once you came here, or like in the midst, like end off D Wade and finish it once you come.
Right.
Just to, conversation.
It's dope.
Nah, but if you guys are listening, again, this is the pot, the kettle, and the boy maroon, and love your family, spread love, spread happiness, chase it. Blessed day, God rod.
Agreed.
All right, bro.